We're gonna ask you if the Steven Seagal fact that it is red is true or not. If you get it wrong, we're gonna stab you in the kneecap with the.
I have facts that you don't fucking know about.
About Steven Seagal?
Yeah, because I put time and effort into this fucking thing. Welcome to our little podcast.
Have we been recording?
Yeah, I think he's recording. Are you recording, Zach?
It'd be nice if there was like an indicator up there on the screen.
Oh, fuck. Taylor, shut up.
This shit needs to be a bit more professional.
It really does.
But hey, here's a lovely background now.
Isn't that fancy?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm swimming.
It's what?
I feel like I'm swimming in a pixel ocean.
We were going to do like a red one with sparkles behind it, but that was ridiculous.
we can't do that. Biden had red lightning at one of his speeches. And they considered it a sign of like what?
It was red, white, and blue,
The
but
devil
they called
or
him Evil
Satan?
Brandon
Yeah.
or Dark Brandon or something.
Actually, I think Dark Brandon's been taken over by the left.
Yeah.
Because they consider it a good thing. Because it means that Biden is actually, utilizing his balls to do something.
I don't even know what that means. So it's been a couple weeks since we did this. Taylor was stressed out at work.
Not at work.
At work, at
I was
home.
home all week
Why were you at home all week?
because Robin had to work her first week of school.
I thought she wasn't going back until January.
No, she had to go back for 1 week to qualify for some benefits or something, or I can't remember. But I had to stay home all week with the baby.
Do we have kids that can take care of the baby? I've asked you that before.
They're at school.
Oh, well, have them take them to school.
Yeah, would that be a problem?
Yes.
Do they have like mini fridges at school? I'm sure they do. You put the bottled milk in there.
I mean, maybe in the
I just
staff
woke up.
room.
So I'm going to graveyard, and so I stay up. Andrew is no longer on our shift.
That's what he was saying.
He left our shift, so he's
Not willingly, though.
He's day shift.
I had to get rid of. Heck yeah, I couldn't stand Dwayne anymore.
Yeah.
I want to see him as little as possible. I said Dwayne refuses to talk to me at work because he says that we're saving it for the podcast.
I avoid him like the fucking plague. I really do. It's just like minimal talk. It's not very much. I'll get a
I
text
don't know.
like,
That's
"How do
the
I do this?"
That's the exact opposite of when I was on shift with him.
Yeah.
He wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Well, it's because we
Constantly in that shack yakking my goddamn ear off.
we weren't doing anything. We weren't doing this. We would do every once in a while. We would do a recorded podcast, but that's it. We wouldn't do anything else. All right, so I'm trying to. I put some crack cocaine in my system, so here in a minute, hopefully I take off. I need to start doing something else.
Take off as in like drop dead and go to heaven? Or?
No,
Can you hard handle it, buddy?
they have this pre-workout stuff.
Gonna be shitting Skittles by the end of the weekend again.
Shitting. And so it usually takes
Pissing
about
Skittles,
10
that's what it
minutes
was.
to
Maybe
kick
both.
in. Pissing.
Pissing Skittles.
You snorting creatine?
I'm doing what Andrew's, because Andrew said his dad, he had 656 kidney stones.
Yeah, he's had a bunch.
So on a daily, even though I fucking hate it, I'm drinking grape cranberry juice, at least 1 cup.
And water, right?
Grape?
You pumping through that water.
Dude, I don't drink water at all.
Grape anything is disgusting.
Grape cranberry is good. You'd rather have cranberry?
Yeah.
Oh, you're fucking out.
Cranberry's
I
terrific.
like cranberry juice.
You like cranberry juice? What
Yeah.
would you say?
Cranberry's the best.
You don't
for
like?
sure.
Do you like grape cranberry?
Not nearly
isn't
as much
cranberry
as-
like good for a yeast infection too, or some
Yeah.
shit like
Bladder
that?
infections.
Bladder infection.
Women always drink it when they have bladder infections.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. Bladder infection because, oh boy, do I have to keep that stocked because I've got some dirty hands.
So my daughter again was in town, but since we're doing this on Sunday, she did not stay. She's the one that watches everything and likes everything.
The one person out there.
Yeah. Well, I think her husband, he listens to it on Spotify. He forces his when he gets pissed off at his coworker, since he's
So we're a punishment now.
Yeah, since
that's
he-
what's going on.
since he's the foreman on his crew, and he has an apprentice. It's funny, he's young, so I think, well, I guess he's not that young, 26. But yeah,
I'm
he's
not that young.
26.
Am I old?
Well, you would think
Have I hit middle age?
leadership. Leadership is generally older than that. So yeah, he runs fiber crew in Seattle. He has an apprentice. And
I mean,
he forces him every time he pisses Aaron off. He forces him to listen to our podcast. You're gonna fucking listen to it. Just shut the fuck up and listen to it. So that's what happens.
Nice.
Yeah. So we did a couple things. Obviously, we got the background because we needed to do something. And we did some other stuff. I have a thing. Now, go to my little picture of I could give 2 fucks. I want to do something on here where I give 2 fucks about something weekly. So go ahead and bring. No, it's under give 2 fucks. Can you bring up the picture of give 2 fucks? I could give 2 fucks
Wait. Why are my nipples on that screen?
because I could give 2 fucks about your nipples. So go ahead and bring that picture down.
I am entranced by your nipples.
My nipples are perfect.
They're perfect.
I don't care what you say.
So this week, the thing that I could give 2 fucks is I could give a fuck that the queen died. And I don't know why everybody thinks it's so important. She's 92 fucking years old.
90. She was
I
90.
mean, it says 96 up
She's
there on the
96.
screen.
She's 96 years old. She lived a good life. Why do I don't understand why anybody gives a
the
fuck.
cushiest life you could ever live.
Exactly.
I mean, a good
I mean,
life.
I was kind of surprised by it.
You can flop back and forth with the
I-
guys so they get some
Honestly, I
Yeah.
thought she was
not
like
small,
some sort
big.
of immortal cyborg. At
How
this
long do
point.
lizards live? Lizards, lizard people probably live hundreds of
No,
years.
that's Ted Cruz and his wife.
Oh.
Yeah,
And
they're the lizard people.
look at what she created. Look at what the king is. Go to the next one.
Look at what the king is.
Bring her down and then bring up the next one. This is the newest king.
Is this on Epstein Island?
This is on Epstein
What is he
Island.
wearing baguettes on his head?
I don't know.
But
What are those?
Isn't this like from decades ago?
Yeah, he's only gotten worse. I mean,
Oh, I mean,
the pictures that I could have put up from him, it's just creepy gross.
From
Who is
what I
this? This isn't her
understand, wasn't
husband.
he like a climate activist?
This is
like,
Prince Charles, now King Charles.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay.
wasn't he like a climate activist like decades ago before like anybody had really caught on?
I haven't looked into it.
Because I think that was the controversy surrounding him, like in his not his youth, because he's old as fuck at this point, and
Ready
if
to
you go
die.
back 20 years ago, he was old as fuck then.
Yeah,
But I think he was outspoken about his views on things.
I don't. But
Which is why he was a controversial figure, because the queen
Wow,
had
you know
basically
way more about
stayed
this.
silent. She didn't tend to voice her opinion about
anything.
politics or anything like that.
probably
But he's
ingrained
been
in her.
more outspoken.
Well, it's probably because she was afraid that she's worthless. She's nothing.
I
And
mean,
at
they're
any
not
point,
worthless though, because even if they didn't have the pseudo monarchy going on that they have, they'd still be what, like the richest people in the whole fucking country.
don't care.
Well, I'm not
I know.
saying you should care. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, even if they gave up everything having to do with kings and queens, they'd still be rich as fuck.
From what? Just laying
I
around
mean,
doing nothing?
Colonizing, stealing.
From stealing
That's-
gold,
yes.
from committing genocide over the hundreds of years. I
Okay.
mean,
I could give 2 fucks about.
isn't that
her.
the reason why they sent tons of ships to to North America originally? It was to look for gold.
That was the Spanish, right? So the Spanish were the ones that funded like most of the stuff.
Probably
to-
got a good
to come
life
to the New
insurance
World.
payout policy from Princess Diana.
Yeah, that's where they made all their money off killing Princess Diana.
Millions of dollars.
She hated fucking Princess Diana, I believe.
Because she was
A whore.
so different. Well,
She wasn't part of the.
Because she was
so
do you
different
do you
than-
have evidence to back up that whore claim?
I think she was fucking one of her security guards because he was fucking some Camilla or what. I can't
So
remember.
that's why they
They were all fucking
took him
around.
out.
Yeah, I guess. No, she was running from the paparazzi. But I don't give a fuck. I don't understand why TV, you put on a news channel and it's 24/7 Queen. Who cares?
It's the same thing when a president dies.
No,
Even a
it's-
past president.
It's
though.
not a president. She
But
has
she's not a president, yeah. But if one of our old presidents dies, that's all you're going to see for a week is news about his
I
life
could
and
give a
everything.
fuck.
So
He's
it's just,
old.
it's just something that we do with
Just
world
die.
leaders.
Just die. Pff, could give a fuck.
No, I understand you could give a fuck.
Put the picture up of the new king again, please. Yeah, that's the new king.
he knows how to party.
Jesus Christ.
Looks-
That guy needs to go fuck right
He's
off.
got fat sausage fingers too. Like I'm in the mood for bratwurst now. Just looking at his hand, he's got like heart problems that make him have just huge
I just think he's got a big fat cock.
engorged
what he's got.
fingers.
So
That's why I heard that they didn't like Andre
do you-
the Giant for his dick because it was normal size, but his fingers were enormous.
yeah, but they can tell there is a way. Your hands do indicate how big your dick is. So if you put
I
your
don't believe that.
if you put your hand down, so your middle finger, right? And we don't have a cam, so it depends on your index finger. The longer your index finger is in proportion to your other finger, your pointer finger, indicates how big your dick is.
I have little toddler hands. That's too bad.
No, so
I guess that's a good
so
indication.
if this finger, whatever fucking finger that is, if it's longer than this finger and how much it is, that indicates you. Put your hand down, Taylor. See, you got a decent sized dick. If you look at mine,
I thought the only thing finger size was supposed to determine was whether you were a werewolf.
no, this
Like if these two fingers are the exact same length, I think that's supposed to indicate that you're actually a werewolf.
I've never heard that before. In my life.
Really?
Yeah.
No?
ring finger in comparison to your middle finger indicates how big your dick is. So if you have a bigger ring finger in comparison to your pointer finger, right?
Oh, I gotcha.
Well,
no,
then
mine are
the
exactly
theory's
the same.
down the drain because I've got a micro penis.
That's
No, you got
Like 1 centimeter erect.
you got a decent sized dick. Your ring finger is a little bit longer than, or not as
And
long.
I'm telling you, I'm disproving the theory right now.
I'm guessing you're
Micro penis.
7-inch dick. That's what I'm saying you are right now.
Look at this. Look at how. Look at
No,
how,
it's in comparison to your fucking your index.
yeah. That's what ring finger to index, right? You said
Yeah, they're exactly
they're
the same
exactly
thing.
the same.
No,
That
they're
means
not.
I have zero penis.
You're a little bit longer with you. Wow. Dude,
ring
yeah,
finger. This
you're
is-
very average.
I couldn't be
You have
more
a-
average.
you have a-
Average in Botswana or wherever it's
Wow.
3.5 inches.
I thought you were Italian. I thought you were hung like a motherfucker. Apparently not.
That skipped a generation.
Yeah, ring finger in comparison to your index finger. Not that
I've
that
never
means
seen a
it-
ring finger that was as big as like a middle finger. Your hands are weird, dude. Like they're so your ring and your pink or your index and your pinky are the exact same, and then your middle and
Yeah,
your
isn't
ring.
it supposed to be like a mountain where it just goes whoop and then
Yeah,
back down?
not Dwayne. He's got 2 different finger sizes.
I don't.
Yeah, because his pinky's almost as big as his pointer finger. What the
All
fuck?
right. It is what it is. But anyways, yeah, he's got. I'm guessing since he has big fat sausage fingers, he's got a big round cock. That's my guess.
I'd imagine when Dwayne heard that.
Cheese wheel.
Well, it's
James
because they've
finger.
been interbreeding so much. That's the ears and the fucking sausage fingers. I don't have sausage fingers.
Keeping the bloodline pure.
Do the
Motherfucker.
royal families inbreed?
Oh, like yeah.
Like
horribly.
I know they used to like be real into fucking their cousins like hundreds of years ago. But
cousins, and there was only a few elite families that would swap children back then. So
just to get some new blood in there so you don't end up with fucking hunchback.
no, I don't. That wasn't a reason for it. It was just so you wouldn't war with the other country because your daughter was the queen or something like that. So that's how they would throw them over there.
And also, so your entire family doesn't die at 30
They
from the inbreeding, of course,
maybe
Or from the plague.
or from the plague.
I was watching a documentary on Netflix last night, which is something I hardly ever do.
good for you.
Especially given the topic of it, which is cats, which I'm deathly allergic to. And
What was it called?
I don't know.
What the fuck is that? But anyways, yeah,
It's
cats will rule the world
new-
or whatever.
The newest documentary on Netflix about cats.
All right.
And it was talking about how back right before the plague started, flying all around Europe,
Right.
in England or Great Britain or the United Kingdom or whatever the fuck it was called back then,
Right.
they started linking cats with witches.
So they wiped out all the cats.
So
and
they
the rats
wiped
came
out
through and-
like
Yeah.
a hugely significant population of all the cats.
And then what happened?
Then the Black Plague got going because there were no cats to kill the rats, and the rats were spreading the fleas, which spread the plague.
Was it? All right.
It's just a fun fact.
Well, it's a fun fact. It's interesting as we become more of a third world country in the United States, and there's more people living on the streets. It's weird. We were going down Sprague. Now there's lots of road construction in our area, because during the wintertime, you can't do anything. You can't do any road construction. So I'm going down Sprague, and we get caught in this ungodly fucking, horrible backup because of construction. So I said, fuck this. I'm going to take a left on Green Street. Nobody knows what this is, but so I do. And I fucking turn right into this shit. It's even fucking worse. So, it's moving. We're in an electric car, so it doesn't fucking matter. We can do everything, sit in one place, and it doesn't fucking matter. We're not going to run out of gas or anything. We're not going to overheat. But it's ridiculous. So as soon as I can, I turn off onto the side road, and I come up to Camp Hope. Have you guys seen Camp Hope?
Not recently.
I don't even know what that
Motherfucker.
is.
So that's where all the homeless people, they try to take them out of downtown Spokane, and they've given them like Skid Row in Spokane.
I mean,
Is it still
I would be
confined to one
I
block?
would be suspicious of
confined to one block.
anything that was named Camp Hope
Yeah.
or like Camp Freedom or like
Camp
Camp
Hope you don't die from other
good
homeless people.
vibes. Anytime someone needs to like overcompensate with a name like Camp Hope,
Oh, it's fucking horrible.
it makes me think, oh my god, that's gonna be a shithole.
It is a shithole. So
it's just a tent city. That is what you're saying.
on the outside, it's really nice. So they have
So they,
Pal-
so they like walled it off with like
RVs.
a really nice kind of
No, hold on. So they have RVs and they have pallets and
pallet houses, huh?
and tarps and stuff like that. So it's God, it would be something like you would New Las Vegas, like you'd go into one of those camps, and that's what it's like. And it's
Las Vegas. What?
New Las Vegas. Not Skyrim, the other game.
Fallout. New Vegas.
New Vegas. So it's like that. You walk into it, it's pallets and RVs, and I didn't walk into it, but on the outside it looks like a square block. It's like a square. They've done it so well with little entrance points.
We just need one
Where
really
they've
good
just
freeze.
partitioned all these people off, basically.
No, I think the people did it themselves. I gave them a block and they fucking did it themselves. I'm guessing.
You just get a group of 6 guys with fire bombs. So you can wipe out Camp Hope in, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Is that all it would take with all the pallets there? We should do it while it's dry.
Yeah. For Nikki's birthday, I got him a drone, so we could fucking fly over, drop down some firebombs, some Molotov cocktails, and just. But anyways, my point being, it's interesting. In the United States, a lot of new diseases or old diseases are popping up, and it's because,
Anti-vaxxers.
no, people. You can say that, but people are living in squalor. People are living. It's like.
Yeah, but you don't get polio just because
No.
you're living in a camp like that.
No, but when you have shit in the streets, like they did back in the 20s and 30s, because they had no way to get rid of the sewage, so they just take their shit and their garbage and they throw it in the fucking, they'd throw it in the alleys. And like in Chicago was a cesspool, right? It really was. It was a cesspool back in the 20s and 30s because they had so many immigrants and they had no way to get rid of their sewage, so they'd piss their shit in a bucket and they'd take it out. So all of a sudden, then the rodent population jumps up, and all of a sudden you start getting some of these diseases that you wouldn't normally see. It's because we're turning back into a third world country because there's so many fucking homeless people in the United States, living in tents, living on the streets, living in Camp Hope. It's just, what the fuck, man? And we can't understand why some of these things are popping back up.
They just need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps.
They really do.
I mean,
These lazy
that's what the
motherfucking
Republicans
cokeheads.
say.
Get
right?
off the fuck. Dude, I was reading an article about how Minneapolis was talking about defunding the police, right? After the George Floyd thing. So the police decided, we're going to defund the city. So 200 of the police officers claimed disability for PSTD and are now on I think it's 2 of the 300 that they had for the city. So they put the city basically into bankruptcy because now you have an extra 200 people on disability that the city's paying for. It's insanity. I don't know what the percentage is of people on disability now, but it's fucking through the roof.
It sounds like the police are a little too entitled for their own good then.
Then Blue Line, bitch.
How did 200 people on disability bankrupt a city? It's kind of nuts.
Because now they
It's
have
one
to
as big
hire
as
200
Minneapolis.
additional officers, but they're still paying for the 200 that are currently on disability.
But it's only 200. You think they'd have Minneapolis only? It's one of the largest cities in the U.S., right?
No.
Is it not top like 20?
Oh, I'm sure it is. It's not as big as something like Seattle. Seattle's like fucking massive in comparison.
But
I mean,
Minneapolis
if
is.
they didn't kill so many people, people might not talk about defunding the police.
Well, just everybody's, regardless.
Their unions are so powerful, you can't get any of these awful motherfuckers fired. Like, even when they fucking shoot people, their own investigations are like, oh yeah, it was justified. He didn't have a
Okay.
weapon. He wasn't even facing him. He was running away. But yeah, it was okay to shoot him in the back.
We can go down that rabbit hole. So we work in a union, and unions are good. They protect people. They help stabilize and raise wages. There's a lot of good things about unions, but there's one bad thing.
How much we have to pay out to union dues? It's like $8 a paycheck. It's miserable.
Yours.
So there's
It's more than
two
that.
bad things
It's more
at
than
least.
that. It's like $24
$24 a week?
a week. Yeah.
Oh my
I
God!
think,
They're
I think
just
it's 16 for me.
they're fleecing us. Oh, of course, because you and your entitled white man over here don't have to pay as much towards the union.
Well,
It's based on hours. It's based on gross pay.
he gets paid less in the storerooms than we do.
I thought you were. I didn't think you were union.
He
In
went
the
there.
storeroom.
He went there because he wanted to be lazy, but he found out that he does more work than we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to put up with just as much bullshit in the storeroom as you do in the hotline.
So, but anyways, the one bad thing about them is 99% of the people out there are good people, but there's that 1% that are shitty.
Yeah, a few bad apples, right?
And a union will protect those bad apples regardless. And so they end up staying there. It's kind of like this fucking guy who put his leg on George Floyd and killed him, or his knee. He had been a problem in the past, right? And the union protected him, and he still had his job when this motherfucker should have been gone long ago. So the union caused that problem. There's a lot of good things about a union. There's definitely bad things about a union too, because you should have the ability to get rid of some of the people that suck.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. Anyways, it's interesting that you watched that documentary about that. I just been thinking with all these things that have been popping up. Oh well, there's something new here that hasn't been seen forever. Like I heard about cases of smallpox in the United States. What? Why the fuck do we have smallpox in the United States
Are
again?
you sure they're not just talking about monkeypox,
They've also talked about monkeypox,
which is
And polio.
in decline,
and polio, which was mostly eradicated from the world.
basically? Yeah.
Basically. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that is popping up again, and it's like, why the fuck? And then the Trumpers will go, oh, well, this the vaccines, and whoa, you're running down your immune system, or they'll say whatever stupid stuff to go align with it. So, all right, that's all I had.
We
on
should
that.
pay people. We'll pay homeless people to, be super spreaders for like polio and things. We can make the Republicans, die off from polio and smallpox, things that we've pretty much eradicated.
We talked about this with like student loans. They're not fixing, like Seattle. Seattle, one of the most beautiful cities ever. Now it's just a shithole. People are living on the streets, shitting on the streets. It's weird to go over there and see that this gorgeous city's gone. So when you go over to Seattle, us liberals have every good intention about how we're going to take care of people. And in Seattle, I believe it's $400. You can go to the city and you can get $400 monthly.
Sponsor a homeless person.
Well, the idea is if you move to Seattle, you have nowhere to go. They'll help prop you up for a certain amount of time. But that turned into a fucking shithole because you can live on the streets for $400 and get your fucking methamphetamines and all of this stuff. You can continue to be the drug dealer that you are. It's a great idea that you want to help people, but at some point when it's not working, it needs to change and somehow.
The people you're helping have to want to help themselves. If they want to continue living the life they've been living that's kept them in that state, there's not a whole lot you can do about that.
You can cut the $400 off a month.
What can $400 get you? You can't even get you like a closet in Seattle.
No,
Well,
but
no,
but if
they're
you're living in
really
a
gonna find
tent on the street and it's allowed, that $400 can get you by easily for a month. Especially when you're panhandling, that $400 is your drug money.
They should just give you a subscription to the YMCA so that you can take a shower and go get a job and pull yourself up by the bootstraps.
They need when people are addicted to opioids, they really can't get away from it. They just can't. So how do you continue to keep funding and
Well, they have programs to help people get off of drugs.
They
You
have-
just have to be willing to go to the program
Well,
instead of
like-
continuing your trend.
Oh, what is the alternative that hospitals give you for heroin and to step you off of heroin? What is it called? I forget the name of it.
Narcan?
Not Narcan. They have a drug and it's exactly this. It's synthetic heroin. And what they do is when you go into the hospital, they step you off because it's a horrible process of getting off that.
They invented morphine. People got addicted to morphine. They invented heroin to get people off of morphine. People
Right.
got addicted to heroin. Now we just have one more drug to get people off of heroin. People are going to get addicted to that. It's just a vicious cycle.
So in Spokane, you can go and get that drug for free.
Where?
I have no idea. You can talk to my wife. She'll tell you exactly how.
You have to sign a waiver or something?
No, you don't have to. You just have to be addicted to opioids.
Oh,
And so they think they're helping you step off of it and give you a way to lessen the withdrawal. But in the end, they're just using it to get high.
They're just getting addicted to something else.
Well, So it's us liberals in our way of wanting to help people. If we don't have checks and balances or unwilling to change what we're doing, we just continue the fucking stupid cycle that we got going on. So I'm assuming in Seattle and Portland and San Francisco and all of these cities that want to take care of their people, because taking care of people is good, they've created a problem.
Sound like a filthy communist. Better dead than red.
Socialism, right?
I mean, better dead than red. Wasn't that what everybody said during the 50s and 60s
So here's what we got.
because of Russia?
Here's
In the Cold War.
Here's what we got to understand. The far right is Nazism. The far left is communism, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that, no. I
Oh,
would
yeah,
say
to the extreme.
The far left is like complete and total socialism.
No, so socialism leads into, because socialism leads into communism. So the far left is communism.
Historically, based on historical examples,
Mm-hmm.
socialism leads to communism, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't mean that
I know, but you're
you're
defending your side. I'm just saying the far sides on all of these. Far right is
the
Nazism.
extremes on either end are fucking awful.
They're awful.
I mean, it doesn't matter who you are, whether you go extreme left or extreme right, it's all fucking bad.
Right.
You can't have one or the other. You need to have some sort of middle ground.
Right.
That's just how it is.
Right. Oh, I agree. I have no problem with socialism. And
Do you have a problem with capitalism?
do I have a problem with it's failed.
Unchecked capitalism.
There's no such thing as checked, because you look at back in Roman times, if you give these greedy rich fuckers that much power, then they just ruin the society. It just is what it is. It's never worked. None of the shit's ever worked. We got to come up with a new system that actually works with checks and balances. And we thought we had one, but as the rich and powerful, Bill Clinton got in there and just fucked everything up. He's a real piece of shit, and the Republicans just ran with it. The trickle down with Reagan was the start, but Bill Clinton exacerbated it.
Trickle down doesn't work to begin with because
does not work.
humans are naturally greedy. I mean,
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but we all are greedy to some extent. And once someone gets a lot of money, what they want is more money.
Yeah.
They don't say, oh, well, now that I've got enough, I'm going to help everybody beneath me,
Right.
because that's not what capitalism encourages.
Yeah.
It doesn't encourage you to help the less fortunate. It just encourages you to keep snowballing your fortune until you've got so much goddamn money that you couldn't spend it in 100 lifetimes. At least not on a reasonable person's income.
Right.
You can buy enough yachts with all that money.
Yeah.
It'll eventually run out.
Well, I mean, look at how that worked out for the Russian oligarchs.
Oh, yeah.
They no
Well,
longer
get
have any
seized, right?
yachts.
They don't have lives. Have you seen how many of them have gotten killed by
How many are
They fall out a
falling
window.
out of
Yeah, right.
windows,
or committed suicide.
or drowning, or killing their family and then like somehow managing to put a bullet in the back of their head. Yeah,
Two bullets, right?
2 bullets in the back of the head?
so
Or-
easy to commit suicide.
or
over
they
there.
stabbed themselves
Fucking
like 20
absurd.
times in the fucking chest.
Yeah, it's fucking absurd. Like anybody who looks at those kind of news articles and is like, "Oh yeah, that'll happen."
Well,
that happens to
so-
people. I've fallen out of a 5th story window in a hospital all the time. I mean, it's like a weekly thing.
They should really put nets and stuff in, they should.
I know they should do
should
what
put some
China does
suicide
with their
nets.
sweatshops. Put nets outside between the buildings, so when people try to commit suicide, they're just caught and bounced right back in the window, and they have to go back to work.
Hold on. So
good idea.
why did they say China?
Huh?
That was an Apple factory. That's
In China.
I know, but it's an American company that
Oh,
said,
I'm not saying it.
I need these workers, China.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
not-
get some fucking nets up right away.
Apple wouldn't be able to do that without the Chinese government's cooperation in the horrible conditions. If China wanted to shut that shit down, they could. But it makes the government money
Yeah.
through the taxes and the payrolls of the people involved, regardless of how minuscule that is.
Well, it's very interesting. So you in China, you sign a contract to go work for a company, and then you just live there 24/7 every fucking day. And these people would get so upset about their miserable fucking lives, get up in your little, 10 by 4 fucking whatever size apartment you had, go to work, eat, go back to your apartment. That was their lives for 6 months, like 6-month contract to doing that. So they decided, fuck this, I hate my life so much, I'm going to go jump off the roof. And when that became a problem, they put up nets to catch people from jumping off the roof or jumping out their window and killing themselves. So they couldn't kill themselves anymore because we need compliant workers that fucking make phones, make my little Apple phone for the Americans. It's so fucking stupid. American companies just suck cock.
No, but I understand what you're saying. But honestly, they're just taking advantage of another country's regulations.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not necessarily doing anything illegal, immoral, yes.
Yeah, I know,
But I mean, if, like I said, if these other countries that are still developing or in the midst of their industrial revolutions wanted to change things, they could.
Yep.
It's just that their leaders in their country don't give a fuck.
yeah.
I mean, China's got 1.4 billion people. A couple dozen jump off the roof. Nobody gives a shit.
Well, they do, because they're
their
in-
population is so crazy high.
They're a population in decline. So that's a problem.
For every first world country,
Ours is not. Ours is in
it's trending that way.
It's trending that way.
And I think it's going to get a lot worse over the next 30 years because none of my kids want to fucking have babies.
My daughter,
None of them want to.
My daughter in Seattle, they want to have kids.
They say they'll adopt.
Who? Your kids?
Yeah, but they're not going to have children themselves because they see how fucking awful our country is.
Right.
And they're just like, I'd actually rather have, a financially secure existence
Well, that's not going to
versus
happen either.
reproducing.
That's not going to happen.
But as long as you don't have kids and there's two of you working,
right.
you can lead a great, successful life. And once more people realize that having children is just not the way to go, you're going to see us being in the same situation
Okay.
as Japan and South Korea, where,
China.
I mean, South Korea is in a huge problem right now. Like
there's a lot of
within the
them.
next 40 to 50 years, you could see their population decline by 25%
And
based on the low birth rates.
I'm going to blame this directly on Instagram, TikTok, because everybody's going on there making money and they don't have to fuck somebody to get their money anymore. So that's why pregnancy has gone down.
I don't know about
That's
that.
a great point.
It is a really good point,
I
right?
didn't think about
I
that.
don't think the internet has anything to do. If anything, the internet has made it easier to find someone to fuck.
I think
I
less
mean,
people are fucking now.
Tinder, Grinder.
What are you
You know,
motioning at me
whatever.
for, douche?
This fucking hold
You're
on.
more open-minded. I just figured that would be an app you'd have.
I use Trucker Sucker.
You can't say that. We're going to use that. There's an actual app called Trucker Sucker. You
Seriously?
found? Yeah.
It's for
Wow.
gay truckers.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do a thing where all the shitty apps, but he just fucking ruined Trucker Sucker. There's a fucking app that's for truckers to get together and
You can
suck
cut
each
this out.
other's cocks.
Cut this
I
part
can't
out.
now.
Man, there must be a lot more gay truckers than I thought then.
Absolutely, there are. There's loads.
Or,
You get
or
on that
at
app and
least
create
a
an
lot
account.
of more liberal-minded truckers who,
Oh, no,
don't
they're all
mind a little
conservative.
suck.
99% of them are conservative.
Yeah.
They're truckers.
Tighting.
I don't know what a
So when they're getting their convoy together,
rally, I mean, yeah, sure, maybe if you're in Texas, but do you really think all truckers are conservative?
Yeah.
did you not see? Everybody was loading up, going back to Washington D.C. The convoy. Don't you remember?
Everybody.
Don't you remember that?
You talk about like
All six trucks.
3 dozen trucks as if it's fucking everybody.
And while they're in their
you
convoy,
understand how many semi trucks we have in this country?
yeah, I understand.
Like hundreds of thousands.
And while they were in the convoy, they were on their little app, Trucker Suckers, trying to get a blowjob. So they would all meet up wherever they were at, and they would suck each other's cocks. Trucker Suckers. So it just brings me to a point. This fucker over here goes up to our foreman and says that I'm the best trainer ever, and that
sounds like he's fucking you over.
Hold on, and he goes, and he's such a good trainer that I'd like to suck his cock.
Well, I didn't say it like that. I said we should make all new people
don't do that.
Suck your cock
Right.
to get trained by you.
Wow, don't do that because it'll go right through your microphone.
What are you talking? Oh, can you hear that?
Yeah, it goes right through the microphone, so you won't even be able to be heard. Well, that was very nice of you.
I just think it's I think it's better for everyone.
That everybody's sucking my cock?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I appreciate that.
It just depends on how good someone
but then you
sucks
have
your
to
cock, how
attempt
good
to
you train them.
half of these morons.
While
that
they're
come to
blowing me.
Kaiser.
While they're blowing me.
I'd say it's more of a punishment, even
Yeah.
if there are an abundance of, blowjobs involved.
Well, think about this. You're going to have a lot of people with lockjaw out there because I'm a fucking old man. Oh, can I stop now? My jaw hurts. No, you're getting trained. Getting fucking trained.
You'd have your own office and everything with like a casting couch.
I don't know. I'd be more worried about that giant fucking thing slipping into somebody's lung in the process.
So it's interesting. I went up and I told a conservative guy, his name's Rich, that just this last week that all the oligarchs getting killed. And he's like, what? And he didn't believe me. He said, well, just people die. People just commit suicide. I said, not this fucking many people. If you're a billionaire, why do you want to go fucking kill yourself?
That's
and
what
he's
happens
like, man,
when
this
you only
happens.
watch one news station and don't have a little bit of variety in your life, because that news station doesn't report this kind of shit.
Neither does the one that I watch, but I'm getting all my information from like Reuters or BBC and stuff like that. So you got to step out of the American news cycle. Otherwise, you're watching the stupid fucking Queen, for all week. It's I could give two fucks about the Queen.
I think they've been. Well, if you're watching CNN, they like to obsess about whatever's happening at the time.
Breaking news.
But I've been watching a whole lot of shit about the human trafficking that's been going on in this country.
Right.
Perpetrated by Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis.
Right.
Kidnapping immigrants, putting them on buses, telling them they're going to one place, and then shipping them to another place, and then just dropping them there. I mean, isn't that literally the definition of human trafficking?
So it was interesting. So they were going to get a special gift when they arrived. They were also
What, kicking the nuts?
No, that's what
I think the Republicans
that's
would
what they told.
consider that a special gift.
Well,
but
yeah. So that's what they told them. They were going to get a special gift when they arrived, and they were also going to have housing and jobs waiting for them. And it's like, what are we doing? And you're using it. So
didn't it cost $12 million to send them down there?
And DeSantis was having them shipped from Texas, not even fucking immigrants in his own goddamn state.
Mm.
Like, and he's using welfare funds to do this.
He's gonna run on that when he runs for president.
He absolutely will. But if nobody's investigating this shit on the federal level, they really need to, because I don't care who you are. That is shady as fuck.
So the thing that I find shady as fuck about this, and it's shitty that you're using people for your own political gain. So, but the thing I think is interesting about this is Greg Abbott was getting away with it. He was sending people to Tacoma, to Chicago, and nothing was made of it. But you send some immigrants to fucking Martha's Vineyard?
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God. Yeah. You're fucking with the rich people now.
Yep.
And then next thing you know,
now it's all over the news, being shotgunned everywhere.
Yeah, you don't fuck with the rich people. You keep the immigrants out of there. The lily white neighborhood.
Nobody gives a fuck about Tacoma.
Or
but
Martha's,
you start shipping people to the ritzy areas, thinking, "Oh yeah, we're gonna show them," and then I'm almost wondering if he didn't expect the response he got, because everybody in that area is like galvanizing to help these people, which I think is the exact opposite of what he thought would happen. I think he thought that he would send them up there. they would see all these, brown people roaming around
Well, they saw 'em.
a fucking bleach white area of the country,
Yeah.
and then they'd ship them back out. And then he'd be like, see, this is what a sanctuary state is. They're shipping their immigrants out so they don't have to do anything. But no, they fucking came together. They've been providing them with food.
Right.
They've been providing them with shelter. They have officials there that are looking to get them green cards. These people weren't people who crossed the border illegally. And that's what a lot of the news stations aren't emphasizing enough. These are people who were going through the process.
Asylum.
Exactly. They were asylum seekers. They were people who were doing the legal part of the process that the Republicans always say they should do. They were being responsible and trying to be here legally. And these two Republican governors are like, well, fuck you. Now that you're actually taking advantage of the system the way you're supposed to, we're going to get you the fuck out of here.
But only...
I mean, it makes no goddamn sense. Like, the Republicans have no values anymore. They don't give a fuck. They just do whatever they want, and it's all for fucking show to make their base think, oh yeah, this guy's hard on whatever the issue of the moment is, whether it's immigration, abortion, or whatever. It's fucking crazy that people can go through this mental gymnastics thinking, this is my guy, when he fucking flip-flops so goddamn always.
But only one governor is getting in trouble for this right now.
So far.
But
But once the feds start investigating this shit, I have a feeling that you're going to see these stunts drop immediately. Once they start asking for interview, the FBI starts saying, okay, DeSantis, we need to sit you down. We need to have an interview on the record to figure out what the fuck is going on. I have a feeling this shit's going to drop off a cliff and you're never going to see it happen again, because once these assholes start to sniff that there's going to be real consequences for their actions, they're going to claim ignorance, throw somebody under the bus, and move on with their lives, not caring how many lives they've ruined in the process.
Yeah. I just found it very interesting that you send it up to an affluent community and all of a sudden there's this huge fucking backlash. But Chicago, they just took him in. They just started taking care of him. There was no... She was pissed off, the governor.
But there wasn't the media outrage that there is now.
There was not the big backlash. But you send them up to a community where the only people living there on a yearly basis are the people that work for the rich fucking people, basically.
Yeah.
So when the rich people are still there and all of a sudden you're shipping them in, oh, fuck. You are getting huge backlash. So I thought that was interesting.
Well, and the funny thing is everybody who lives there during the summer probably has a fucking winter home in fucking Florida.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
Well, they
about
need
this
those people
whole
to work.
situation.
They need those people to do their lawns, and
Where's Martha's Vineyard? Like Maine or something?
I'm not sure. It's up by Connecticut in that area. Yeah.
How do you spend $12 million to send him up there? Were they like two private jets to send him on or something?
Because
I believe he had the funding for $12 million. So the state funding for $12 million.
Why didn't
to
you
relocate
just
these
stick them
people.
all on like a Greyhound bus and send them up there?
I'm sure there's some embezzlement going on.
$12
I'm sure
million.
he's putting a price tag on something, so when it turns out that he only spent $2 million, he can do whatever the fuck he wants with that remaining 10. I mean,
that makes sense to me.
that's just how politicians think.
$10 is going into it, or $10 million is going to his campaign.
Well, that was the Banyan thing, right? So he was raising money, $25 million, or he was raising money for a wall. He ended up getting he ended up getting $25 million in funding from the people that supported Trump,
and then just kept it all.
He didn't keep it all.
Well, he kept a significant portion
Each
of it
person-
for him and
each person
running the operation.
Yeah, they kept some. So that there's always embezzlement going
Well,
on.
and
That's why he's in jail right now, or
that's
getting
why- that's why
prosecuted.
it's funny because when the feds charged him, Trump just said, "Oh, I pardon you. You stole from a bunch of my followers, but that's okay. I'll pardon you." And now New York is going after him for the exact same fucking thing. State charges can't be pardoned by the president.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's finally good to see that one of these malignant assholes is finally having to face the music. But you look at this guy, and each time he goes in and out of the courthouse, he's got the biggest fucking shit-eating grin on his face.
Yeah. He's spouting off some Martin Luther King shit.
He's going to like the same prison that our favorite cooker cooking show host, Martha.
Is he?
Oh, so
Martha Stewart. Yeah,
you
I'm
mean
sure.
the rich person prison?
It's
I
like
like
better
Martha
than
Stewart.
how
Ritzy
most
as
people
fuck.
live.
I mean, Martha Stewart,
I like
tax evasion. I mean, I think that's why she's still as popular as she is. Because it's not like she got drunk and, you know, ran over a bus full of school children. You know, she didn't do something awful. It's just tax evasion. She was just fucking the U.S. out of some money. Nobody gives a shit about that, which is why as soon as she got out, she just went back to her life as usual.
Right.
You know? So I got to give it to Martha Stewart because she's got some staying power.
Other than her sweatshops and everything else
And then
that she
she's
has.
got that weird relationship with Snoop Dogg,
I don't like
which
Snoop Dogg.
which I can
I
respect.
don't
mean,
understand why he's so popular. His music sucks.
I've honestly never really liked his
Just
music.
a personality.
but-
That's
yeah,
the big
That's
thing.
what
I
he is.
think
He's a
it's
personality.
His vibe he gives off
Yeah.
is just the vibe of someone you can't hate on a personal
You
level.
never see any negative videos of Snoop. It's always like him
Right.
passing a joint, or
Well,
you
I-
see him on a box of lighters.
I
with
don't
Martha
think
Stewart.
his music has ever been
No, it sucks.
because like back in the
He's always
90s,
been like a
you
guest,
had a
right?
lot of rap music that was, you know, talking about fucking bitches and, you know, shooting up the block and stuff like that. But I think his music has always been more laid back.
Smoke
It's
weed
never
every day,
really been
yeah.
violent and in your face. He's never really been too overly political. And I think that's why he's kind of had this staying power. He doesn't make waves like some other artists tend to do with the platform they have.
He still had a beef. You know, he still had beefs and crap. He still had to be protected. He almost went to prison for what they thought he killed someone. So I figure he still had a pretty controversial past, even though he didn't sing about it.
But I think his controversial past stemmed from, you know, white folks seeing a black musician get successful, get a following.
No.
Their kids are suddenly listening to it, and now they have a problem with it. It's the same thing with like heavy metal back in like the 70s.
no,
and
he
80s.
was
People
with
just
Tupac.
demonized it.
He was with Tupac. He was, I think, Biggie. I don't know all these fucking people, but he was in the center of it. And when he tells stories about it, he was like the scared fucking kid of the bunch that was always worried that he was going to get fucked up. You're right that he doesn't make waves. He's just
He does his
likable.
thing.
But I don't like his music, and I don't understand why he's popular.
I don't
other
like-
than he's a
I
nice
don't
guy
like
that
rap in general, so I don't like
Yeah.
any of the people in that genre, regardless.
I can't think of a white guy that would be the same that could get by on his personality. He has absolutely no talent.
I mean, Eminem, right?
Eminem has talent. He's
I
got
mean,
his own
yeah,
style.
I guess he's
he
got
does.
talent, but
He made it
I
off
don't
his
know.
music.
Yeah, he was born
But-
and raised
but
in Detroit, right?
think
Yeah.
about how many.
He's one of the only self-made rap artists.
Think about how many
artists in general.
black artists were surrounding him and helping him up that ladder on the way.
So-
I mean, it's not like he did this 100%
No,
on his own.
Dr. Dre is fucking amazing. But the first day that they got together, within 5 minutes, Dr. Dre knew that he was special. My name is. That was the first thing they did. Have you not seen that? And Dr. Dre knew that he was like, holy shit, I have something special here. And I think they went in. Andrew, you know about this, right? They went in and they made like 4 songs within like the first fucking day, and all of them were like huge. So he knew you get 2 geniuses together, which Dr. Dre is. He's like this musical.
Well, he's created an empire, basically.
Yeah, but through his genius of what he can do, and then you get this other guy that he hooks up with, and holy shit, Snoop was around Dr. Dre. I'm just saying, he's famous off his personality.
He also owns. I mean, he's a capitalist. Also, he capitalized on buying Death Row Records, pulling them out of bankruptcy,
Okay,
and also capitalizing.
I know,
on
but-
he's sold his image to every single chance that he's had.
but look at Bill Gates.
He's
know,
a genius.
he's okay. That's fine, but he's not getting by on his personality. And nobody looks at him on TV and goes, "Wow, I really like this guy," and or whatever. It's
No,
just
you
Bill
don't
Gates
have a
is the-
personality.
That's because he's got such a bland fucking personality.
Exactly. That's my point.
He's-
This guy's done a lot in
he's
capitalism,
like white
but
bread, and that's
Yeah.
all he's got going for him.
he's a household name because he has billions of dollars, not because he's fucking Snoop,
No.
and he likes to get high. And
Didn't his mom
everybody
work at
likes him.
IBM and sold, a higher up on the
So
idea
his-
of Bill Gates?
So his mom was in the city council, so she was super powerful in Seattle. So she was in the commerce section. So she knew people in IBM. I believe. I don't know where she worked. She might have worked for IBM, but yeah, that's how it all started, was through his mom. His mom was like this huge driver in Seattle. This very powerful woman in Seattle.
How many people did she have to sleep with to get there?
I don't know. Maybe she was a good trainer.
That was a joke. I'm not saying stop it. Maybe she
No.
was a
Are
trainer.
you saying that Bill Gates' mother is a whore?
Absolutely, I am.
She was a good trainer. Everybody had to suck her cunt.
Oh, oh. I'm gonna move for Arby's. You guys want Arby's after work?
Yeah.
Or after the podcast?
I'm not a big fan of roast beef. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, and if I wanted diarrhea, I'd find something better to eat.
Oh fuck! We went to the fair yesterday, and this is the second time I've tried. And I'm sorry about this. Second time I've tried Mac Daddy's. Has anybody tried Mac Daddy's in here?
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, so when they first came out,
Is it a beer?
it is not beer. It's everything macaroni.
Oh, fucking disgusting.
Depending on who you are, I love macaroni and cheese. Andrew, what are you? You a big macaroni and cheese fan?
I'm a huge macaroni. Yeah, there is this great place in Union City next to Oakland that had the best mac and cheese I've ever had in my life. So I'm a huge good mac and cheese fan. But
I'll tolerate it, but I would never go somewhere for macaroni and cheese.
So on Facebook, when they first opened, they started spamming ads. Dev and her husband were in town, my daughter Dev, and we saw this ad, and it was like, holy fuck. There's a macaroni and cheese place in Spokane. I got 2 fucking stories about food this weekend. And so we run up, just fucking drop everything. My wife hates macaroni and cheese. She's like, doesn't even tolerate it. My wife doesn't even tolerate it. But anyway, so we run up to this fucking place because we're going to try out the macaroni and cheese. My son has macaroni and cheese pizza, and he likes it. My youngest son, the one that could handle the hot sauce.
Gross.
So he liked it, but me, Devin, and Aaron, her husband, we had it, and it was like, this isn't great. So we go out to the fair this weekend, and we're looking for stuff to eat, right? And I should have gotten the giant fucking corn dog because I love the corn dogs. It's fucking just giant, enormous. But no, I'm going to try Mac Daddy's again. So me, my daughter Dev, who's up this weekend, and my son, my youngest son, we went and got Mac Daddy's. Well, he got fucking pizza. The producer got pizza, $27 for 3 slices.
the fair is very disappointing.
It's very disappointing. And so we sat down and tried this fucking macaroni and cheese and bacon because that's what I got. I can't remember what they called it. Should be delicious. Should be fantastic in my mouth.
Yeah, you mix them together and
It's magic. Right?
right. Separately, they're terrific.
Yeah.
So you
And
think
you
it's
put 'em
only get
together.
better?
Right. Exactly, Andrew. You'd think it'd be fucking great.
That's
And-
miserable.
Oh, fuck. It was bland. It was horrible.
How do you make bacon bland?
So
Bacon
disappointing.
by itself is already great,
Yeah, I don't understand how they fucked it up.
Use
I
some
just
of the
don't.
bacon fat in the mac and cheese.
So
Instead of the butter, use bacon fat.
And then my second story about food. So in Seattle, they have a place called Frugal's. So my favorite place in Spokane is Delish Hamburgers. You've been to it. You weren't like overly excited about it.
It was all right. It was like, remind me of In-N-Out.
I haven't had In-N-Out. And In-N-Out's supposed to be the best, right? But anyways,
It's just mediocre.
mediocre.
Yep.
What do you think is good here in Spokane?
I like Fat Burger.
Fuck, give me a break. Yeah.
Naming all these burger places
I like Five
that
Guys.
I've never even fucking been to.
Five Guys is
Five
good.
Guys is fucking awful.
Their
I
fries
love
are the
Five
best.
Guys,
Their
dude.
No.
fries are the best.
Oh my god! I went. Okay, so when
Because they fill the entire bag on a small thing of fries.
But they're so
the
good.
When
They're,
best.
they're,
Five
they're
Guys-
that fucking mushy in
when
the center.
Five Guys opened up,
Yeah.
my mom was like, "Oh my god, you've got to go there." On the East Coast, it's amazing. The burgers are good. The fries are great. Just go there. Like the most disappointing, fucking sad fries.
Oh, I
Like,
love the fries.
All fucking floppy. Like fucking disgusting.
It might be because you
Their-
went there when they
their-
opened.
Their burgers were just fucking generic as shit.
That's what I,
mean,
think. So the burgers are pretty average, right? They're just like something you can make at home. Just like,
Oh
yeah, they're just okay.
What I could make at home would be better than what I got from them.
Okay, well, you're just amazing. But I like the fries. The fries are so fucking good. But they don't. But anyway, so
Are you a weirdo that puts like malt vinegar on your fries?
I'm
You
not.
freak.
No, I'm not. I like myself some tartar sauce now and again. Do you like
Tartar sauce
you
is
monster.
okay.
Red Robin's tartar sauce?
Oh, Red Robin's tartar
Oh,
sauce
my
is
God.
amazing.
It's
Nothing's
amazing.
as good as their campfire sauce though for their fries.
I haven't had their campfire
Zips
sauce.
tartar sauce, pretty fucking good too.
Depending on where you go. If you get
The one in the valley is
over on Sprague,
yeah.
yeah, fucking, they
good.
got the good
Yeah.
stuff. But they don't. There's no regulations. So like the Zips by us, it's just like fucking mayonnaise and pickles.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrible. Okay. So anyways, Delish, Dev had it and said, "Oh, this is probably just as good as the one that my favorite burger place over in Seattle." And so I get a text from her. She goes, "Dad, Frugal is open in Spokane. It's on the west side. They actually have one in Spokane now. We've got to go." So I get off work. Don't eat until 7:30 at night. We go to this Frugal's place, and it's just like, this is okay. Nothing great. So I've been disappointed twice. Like it was like Five Guys. It's like pretty average, right? So okay, I paid some money for this. I'm not totally unhappy, but it was disappointing because I thought it was going to be like delish. So I'm disappointed there. And then I go in and eat these Mac Daddy again, and it's just fucking horrible. So I was disappointed twice
Maybe you
this
lost your
weekend.
taste buds. When was the last time you had something that tasted terrific? Are you just losing your senses or something?
No, when we went to the Brown Barrel, is that what it was?
15 years ago.
The one up on that I told you about up on just off Francis.
The one that was it like $40 a meal?
Yeah, $40. It was like it was depending on what you had. Like the ribeye was, we looked up the thing. It was like $47 for the ribeye or something like that. It was expensive, but I ended up having the cod and the clam chowder, and it was fucking amazing. So probably like 6 months ago.
See, this is the same thing as when Sonic finally moved to town,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone was like, "Oh my god, you gotta try Sonic! It's just blows everything away."
The hamburgers are below average.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean,
why
yeah,
you going to Sonic
sure,
for the
they're
hamburgers?
big-
Well, I don't.
They're bigger than most places' burgers, sure, but if it's just,
I know. I'm with
I mean,
you.
and their fries are good.
No,
But even if you, I mean,
I
they're
get the
good.
tots.
They're
I get
good.
the tots.
They're
Your fries
usually
are really good.
crispy. So I'll give them that. The problem is a large fry from Sonic is about this fucking big, you know,
Camera's
this
on you.
big
Yeah.
and like this fucking round. Absolutely disgusting.
For what? For the size?
Yeah. Like,
What's the
What
last
the
fast
fuck?
food you thought that wasn't awful?
what's the last fast food that I got that
I
wasn't
like
awful?
McDonald's burgers.
I like McDonald's fries, and that's about the extent of. I mean, occasionally I'll get like a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit on the way to work. You know, if I want to have all the moisture in my mouth be absorbed into my food.
Grease?
No, just
Oh,
the biscuits are
opposite.
so fucking dry.
Oh, you
that-
get your biscuits.
yeah, yeah, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit.
Wow, you really
But-
got a weird palate.
But with McDonald's, I basically only enjoy the fries.
Oh.
But see, we're getting into a territory where you're saying, when was the last fast food that I really enjoyed? I enjoy Jimmy John's. I
like their
enjoy
bread.
Caruso's.
Yeah.
But those aren't
Caruso's
burger and fry places. So
Right.
are we saying what was the last burger and fry joint I went to that I really enjoyed?
Fast food.
No, I've never had mediocre food from KFC.
Fast
I've always
food's-
had great food.
Oh, yeah.
Fast
yeah.
food's just too broad because there's so many. There's got to be 100, 200 fast food places just in the valley, much less Spokane County in general.
So the last thing that I ate at a fast food place that was amazing was Subway, which is surprising, right? But they had the
That's-
Italian,
that is weird.
the Italian,
Flatbread's really good. I
the
like flatbread.
Italian BLT or whatever, BMP or whatever the fuck it was. I ate it and it was like, holy shit, this is really good.
When I
They-
worked at Walmart, I used to get that like every other day for
You did?
sure. Yep.
Yeah, so it was so
It's great.
fucking good.
I think
and
the-
I hadn't had it, so
I
it
think
was
the
something new.
last place that I can remember getting something where I ate the food and I was like, oh my god, this is great, is the pizza from Caruso's. Like they're normally a sandwich place, but they've started branching out.
This is fucking ridiculous
And
sandwich place.
their pizza, yeah, their sandwiches are super pricey.
Well, in their soup, there's like the bread. Each slice of bread on it is
Oh,
like
yeah.
that thick, and it's like
They
I'm
give
eating
you
fucking
a
bread.
fucking loaf of bread.
Yeah, it's gross.
But try their pizza sometime because
Oh, we did.
Their pizza is fucking phenomenal.
And I'm not gonna hate on them because it was downtown when they opened. They had just
Downtown. Do they have a place downtown?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about the one on Argonne.
well, that's fine. They have one on their first place they opened because they were in. I used to work down at Washington Trust Bank, and they had the sandwich shop down there.
Oh, I thought the first one that opened was the one on Sullivan, just basically in that little strip mall area next to Kaiser.
No, they started in a bank in Washington D.C. or Washington Trust downtown.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Anyway, so then they opened up their pizza place on North Division. It's the old furniture store. I can't remember. Bergen's. Do you know what Bergen's is? Do you know that? It's gone now. But anyways, they opened up the pizza place. We went there immediately as soon as they opened up, and it wasn't very good.
Really?
But it was when they first immediately opened, so I don't know if they've gotten better.
All I know is the one on Argonne. We've never. I mean, there was a period of time a few years ago where their loaves of their bread were like they shrank noticeably. Like normally their sandwiches are like this fucking wide.
They're stupid.
And the loaves went to like that, something like on the scale of like Subway. But I think they must have lost business doing that because now their sandwiches are back to their normal sizes.
Yeah. So not every fast food place disappoints me. The best food there is now is over in Coeur d'Alene. They have a place where they allow food trucks. Have you been over there, Andrew?
No.
No.
Food trucks?
Yeah.
It's like
It's a big parking lot full of food trucks.
Yeah, food trucks always. You're never disappointed by the price for the food at food trucks.
Oh, the prices are
Seems
fucking
like
ridiculous.
It'd be overwhelming though if you have what I'm assuming like a dozen, 2 dozen food
Oh,
trucks.
yeah, there's over a dozen. Yeah,
It
in
seems
this
like
parking
it'd be
lot.
overwhelming.
It's
to
always
go
a lot
there
more
and try and
reasonable
decide.
for prices.
No,
than,
'cause the
say,
Philly-
like,
Yeah,
go to the
it's
fair.
because the overhead they don't have to fucking pay for building lease.
You're not renting
and,
it, right?
Yeah, electricity costs and shit like that. So yeah, I bet food
No.
trucks would be cheaper.
It's not. So I go over there and
It's not cheaper.
Is it better than fair prices? Because I paid
Yeah,
like
it's way
16
better.
bucks for an Italian sausage.
yeah.
Or
How
what
was the
you-
Italian sausage?
It
at the
was
fair?
actually really good.
God
Or
damn
what
it,
you'd pay for pig out at the park?
dude! I wish you would
Right,
have
it's
told me.
same
Fucking
prices.
I know.
Yeah.
Did you go this year?
No.
Did you go this year, pig out in the park?
No, we were working.
I wanted to see if they had alligator again.
Alligators, what?
Did you
do you
eat
mean?
alligator?
Yeah.
Was it deep fried or anything?
Well, I didn't this year.
What the fuck?
I
I hear
had no
alligator
idea.
tastes like fish.
No, it tastes like chicken.
Oh, well, that's so
The
fucking
first
dumb.
time I
if that's
had
how you prepare
alligator,
it.
So fucking
the first time I
disappointing.
had alligator, breaded alligator on a stick was at Salmon Days
Mhm.
in Issaquah, and oh my god,
I didn't know you were eating alligator like all over the place. That's wild.
yeah,
to me.
you can't. I mean, it's.
Have
a
you
little
not
bit
seen
hard.
the farms? The
No,
farms
I've
are
never,
insane.
I've never seen an alligator farm.
Wow,
Well,
they're
and
insane.
when you go to a food place like Pig Out in the Park or Salmon Days, you need to be there beginning of the day, first day of the fair.
Yeah.
Because alligator always fucking sells out in the first day.
What?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because
I didn't even
everybody
think so.
everybody
Food
sees
trucks.
alligator on a stick and they're like, well, fuck, I haven't tried that before, so I'm going to try it. And everyone that's tried it before is like, fuck, I got to get some more of that. It's good. I mean, it tastes like a better version of chicken. Honestly, I don't know if it's the breading they
Yeah.
use on it that makes it taste that way. But yeah, it tastes a lot like chicken.
Does it taste like deep fat fried chicken? Because that's what I like. I
No.
like. Nah, well,
I think it's more lean,
yeah.
which is
well, yeah,
weird because chicken is already super lean to begin with.
But alligators are pretty muscly.
Yeah.
Imagine they're
Well, it's just the tail. I think they just use the tail.
Seems like a waste of an alligator then.
No, because they got to use the skin for everything else,
For handbags and
handbags
shoes.
and stuff. Yeah.
Anytime I go to the fair, anytime I see deep fried lasagna, I always get some because you get the nice.
Dude, I haven't had that. Sounds great.
It's terrific because you eat the lasagna and you're full, and then afterwards you get like an inch of grease at the bottom. You could do a shot of grease, and you just feel satisfied afterwards.
You know, I don't do a shot of grease, but I'll like dip my bread. If you have garlic bread, after you have spaghetti and shit, don't you dip your bread in it?
Of
And then
course.
fucking, oh my God.
Olive oil though
I
is
don't
still
eat
the best thing for
garlic
bread.
anything.
Well, it's because you're Italian.
I just don't want heartburn.
Heartburn.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, eating
Gar-
straight garlic will give you a heartburn.
Garlic will fuck me up.
It'll be it's the quickest
does.
too.
Yeah.
You eat like a little clove of garlic and you have heartburn in like 30 seconds.
I never have heartburn ever.
I've gotten it mostly under control, but that's because we've cut garlic and onions basically out of all of our meals.
I'm sorry.
Garlic
sounds
is
miserable.
fantastic.
We just replace anything oniony with green onions instead.
Mm.
It actually works really well.
Why is that? Because it's not as acidic.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's not as much. I mean, you're eating more plant material than you are the juices inside the
Yeah.
plant material.
Hmm.
But I mean, you still get that flavor because like, especially when you're cooking with anything that's got oil, the oil draws out the flavor of the green onions and
Right.
mixes it with the rest of the food. So you can still get that onion flavor without getting the massive heartburn as a
Right.
result of that.
Okay, so Zach, go to the Steven Seagal stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Andrew has a fetish for Steven
That's
Seagal.
not it.
That's not it.
I wouldn't be surprised if it
That's
was
the new
them.
king.
That's the new king. So what I
New
want to
king
what I
of
want to
Pedophile Island.
what I want to do is I want to put a picture up of Steven Seagal and I want to have Andrew
Just
describe
kidding.
it.
I'm not talking about England.
So go ahead and bring up.
Talking about what's his fuck's island.
So
Epstein?
Epstein, yeah, you know.
go ahead and look at the picture, Andrew, and,
And
just
Trump. Because
describe.
Trump was there too.
describe-
We know he was there.
Hey, we know the queen. We know the queen was there with her little friend knitting on the same bench that Epstein was up there with.
I'm
Giselle.
just saying.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Epstein was like the guy to go to if you wanted to fuck kids. We all know
It's
it.
the other side, you dipshit.
Which is why he had to die in a prison. He just
Aye.
knew too much.
He got suicided.
Yeah, he got suicided.
What do we see here, Andrew?
I see the golden god of spray tans. He looks like a mafioso member. He looks like, you see his right hand?
Yeah,
It looks like he's used to holding like a 9.
he really.
He's got the
I
same-
see a giant douche.
Well,
the brain.
I can't believe you'd say something like that. He looks like a priest. You
Good.
know, he looks like he should be in Constantine too.
Okay, Zach, go ahead and bring that one
Don't
down and
ever
bring up the
say
next one.
that.
He should replace Keanu
No.
Reeves.
God damn it! What'd you do? Here's where he's meditating. I'm guessing.
Or he's thinking about his evil plan to take over the world.
He's
with a
like-
slightly dumber mouse.
The reason I like this is because his fucking goatee is a little too dark.
It's
He's what,
way
60
too,
in
it's
this
way too thick too.
Oh, that's sweet. I love
No,
the
that-
porn stash.
No, that is way too thick.
It's the powder, right? He gets the powder.
And sprays it on his face.
He gets like bulk discounts from Costco of the spray powder. Yeah, he's having a very heated debate with like Ben Shabibo about
Shabibo? No, Shapiro. Shabibo.
I call him Shabibo just because come on.
All right, let's go to the next one. And what's he doing here?
Deep throating a carrot, I would assume.
Is this when he met? He was like in Uzbekistan or something and met the
Belarus.
president, Belarus.
Belarus.
And he gets handed a carrot and just goes to town.
Yeah, so that's how they
like he
show.
hasn't eaten in like weeks.
Yeah, fucking-
He's putting Bugs Bunny to shame. Look at
Dude.
him. Look at him just have that
he's
entire carrot. in
he's
his
throating that
I was
motherfucker.
gonna say that looks more like a sucking face than a biting, nibbling face.
He's showing the leader of Belarus how he can throat right there. All right,
mouth.
let's
He
go.
has most of that in his mouth.
Oh yeah,
That's
and
from
then
his show,
lest
Lawman.
we forget that this asshole's like an honorary fucking part-time
Sheriff.
cop.
He was
Yeah,
honorary
If
sheriff.
he wasn't a big enough douche to begin with, he's also a cop.
For 10 years.
Whoever he pays to take pictures of him does a terrific job and needs
That's
a
sweet.
raise.
I'm just the thing that would make this set this off more is if he had that really thick goatee that he dyes. That would be sweet.
I didn't even notice he didn't have it in this picture
No, he
because
doesn't even have it.
he looks like a completely different person. He doesn't have powder all over his
You know,
face.
when he was young, he was a good-looking guy, so I can get his arrogance somehow.
We saw. What do you mean when he was young? Because we only saw him when he started in like his 30s.
30s, yeah. He's a fucking handsome man back then. All right, let's bring down the next one.
He calls himself an alpha male, and I can see it because
He's an amazing musician. Andrew brought this to my attention. I had no idea.
Is he an amazing
you
musician?
can't understand any of his lyrics. He just sounds like he's. He sounds like he's a '90s vowel singer. Know what I mean? Like
So like Kurt Cobain.
their heroin leaning
Like,
into a
yeah,
microphone.
Fucking sloshing his goddamn words. I mean, half the time you can't understand what that motherfucker's saying.
He looks sexy as fuck there. All right, next.
Yeah, of course. With
Meeting, pooping.
this is a different picture than the video I've seen with him
Yeah,
meeting
that's
Putin.
because
so multiple times.
he's met Putin like half a dozen times.
You can
I
go to the
can
next
see-
and
one,
he's
Zach.
been to Russia a ton.
This is with his shaking hands with a coke nail.
What? Dude, he's totally got his hand on the boob.
So-
Look at that.
Oh, I thought that was her shirt. But no, that's his hand.
That's his fucking hand. He's got his hand right on her goddamn boob.
So I believe he hired somebody to help out on the set, and he sexually harassed her the whole
I
fucking
couldn't
time.
see it. I can't see it. Sexually harass someone?
Yeah.
Impossible.
I mean, based on that picture, I bet him and Donald Trump are super good friends because that almost looks like it's probably just his daughter.
It's an entitled asshole that thinks he can get away with whatever he wants.
He can. Look at how famous he still is with those straight to DVD movies.
Well, I wonder if that he got an
Is he still making fucking movies?
no
Oh, they're such awful B movies. What is it?
NDA. I bet she has an NDA with that girl. He probably paid her like $1 million not to fucking because she's like.
I mean,
trying
she looks like she's enjoying it.
I
What
think-
would have come out
I
saying
mean, that's
that
a big,
he's
pretty
sexually
big fucking
assaulted them?
smile for some guy having his hand on your tit.
Well,
He knows. She knows what the lawsuit she's about to get from this interaction. He's like, he's been in how many movies that went to straight to video? I could probably fleece 500 grand from this guy.
and he does a lot of sex scenes.
That is 40 years younger than him.
Wait, so he's fucking a chick.
Look at how he's got
with a gun in his hand. Is that what I'm seeing here? Is that what's implied by this?
Well,
image?
I'd
And it-
imagine it was
I mean,
consensual.
she doesn't even really look like she's enjoying it.
No, she's
either.
bleeding. It looks like a rape scene. So, he ventured into very different genres. So go ahead and bring up the last one, his last sex scene.
He knows he can't say no when he's
I can't
holding a
even
gun in
tell
his
what's
hand.
going on there.
Yeah,
Is that him getting railed by
No,
somebody?
he's behind a guy.
So he's fucking a guy.
No, I just took it out of context because that's what I do. So it looks like he's banging a dude in the same position, and I believe it just looks like he was banging a chick in that position.
looks
Does he have a gun in his hand in this one too?
No, he's choking the guy out while he's behind
Oh,
him.
It's too dark. I can't see.
It looks like a girl behind him. Or
The-
a girl behind a henchman.
Yeah, no,
Looks like Michelle Obama. Is behind.
I wish the
can't-
lights weren't on. So it's Steven Seagal behind some dude, and he's got him in a chokehold, but it looks like he's fucking him, just like in that last picture.
That
So-
movie was called Grinder, right? I think I've seen that one.
It was Grinder. So Andrew told me about a movie scene, and he showed it to me. And he's having sex with this chick, except he's like laying on his back, and he looks like he's really bored, and she's hot as fuck. So I went through and I tried to find a still picture, and I couldn't find one. So I found the one where he's like behind this chick, and it kind of looks like he could be doing her doggy. And then I found that one where I was going to say, gay porn, because he's like choking this guy out in one of his fucking movies, but it looks like he could be ass fucking him.
people do that during sex too, right?
Choke him out?
Choke them out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at least
With
if all
piano
the,
wire?
at least if all the movies and TV shows I've seen, I mean, there's definitely people that are railing each other while like depriving them of oxygen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
never
I mean, it
that's-
happens.
My delicate sensibilities would never let me watch porn or any
Yeah,
movie
I'm not
with any
talking
sort
about.
of sex
I'm not
scene.
talking about porn.
No,
I'm
I'm-
talking about just.
He's talking about your life, Andrew.
Yeah,
You choking people out while you're having sex with them.
fair.
Or you know what? You can do it by yourself too. That's why they call it autoerotic asphyxiation.
Why is that the hardest word to say
I don't know.
when I do it every single day?
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
He still fucked it up.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, that's our little Steven Seagal thing. I'm glad that we decided that we're going to do that for him because he is an icon.
He is. He's an American treasure
He really is.
and a Russian treasure.
Yeah.
He's like Mr. Worldwide.
My favorite thing, and we should have done this,
A
is
treasure for awful movies worldwide.
when he was
say
Glad
that.
we established that.
he got in his Lawman series. He went in. My favorite one, and I talked to Andrew about this, was when he went in with an armor personnel carrier into
He
stopping.
ran the yeah no. Go ahead, sorry.
well, he
I've got
was
that written
going.
down.
He was going down to. You got it written down.
Yeah, it's in my notes.
He was going in to stop a cockfighting ring. And they took an armor personnel carrier, broke down the wall.
And ran over all the
Yo, you have a
chickens.
well. I wish you
Oh,
had the
that's
picture.
that's the picture of him though. But I don't. That must have been just a great photo shoot with the police tape in a cop car because there's so many different pictures of him in that same scenario.
Yeah.
So let me get, based on this article that I'm seeing, let me read it out loud. A dead puppy, 115 euthanized chickens, and a house crushed by a tank for reality TV.
Yeah.
So basically, what this article
There was
I'm
no- there was no
I'm
cocks there.
guessing
There was no
is
cocks.
saying is that he's no longer satisfied with doing this shit in movies,
Yeah.
so he needs to get police departments and reality TV producers to let him do it for real.
The beauty is he went in to stop a cockfighting ring, a
Not even
notorious
fun kind of
cockfighting ring, and there was no roosters there. There was no cocks there. There was just chickens running around.
So hold on a second, because I can understand a dead puppy
No,
if you blasted through a house with a tank. How did the 115 chickens actually get euthanized?
So they rounded them
Because
up.
how does that sounds like something that would happen after?
They
like
did.
After
They
the
did.
dust has settled, they were like, "Oh well, these chickens gotta die." I mean, how the fuck did that even come up?
Seagal has an insatiable appetite for
Yeah,
chickens.
I mean, like, how does that even factor into
And
the
to
tent
satisfy him.
crashing through the house, killing a puppy?
They rounded him up afterwards, and they went to go give him to the Humane Society, and that's where they euthanized him because they didn't have room for these things.
Because why the fuck? I don't get
Killing
it.
all these
You-
puppies
you-
sure it made me hungry.
prized chickens.
I understand how you could bring a domesticated animal to a humane shelter.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You can just fucking chuck a chicken into the woods.
You can.
I mean, they're not going to know the difference between being on a farm and being just in the wild. It's a fucking chicken.
It's a chicken.
Yeah.
Prized chickens.
Yeah.
I believe a lot of them were.
Well, and chickens can be vicious as fuck, too.
The roosters
they-
can be.
well,
the roosters. That's why they have cockfights.
I understand that, but all chickens can be dicks when they want to.
They're pretty. I've been around them my whole life. They're pretty docile, but the roosters, they have these spikes on their legs.
Talons and claws.
Well, they have spikes on their legs too.
That's on like the back, right?
On the sides of their legs,
Sides.
so they can stab you with those. Fuck the claws or
I
the
mean,
talons.
At some point in their history, they were dinosaurs.
Okay.
I mean, as much as it's weird to think that a chicken is actually a descendant of a fucking velociraptor, that's where they came from.
Right. So they have these spikes on their legs that they stab you with, and they're pretty big. So you just fucking rooster comes up to you, you kick that motherfucker as hard as you can to get it away from you. It's kind of like getting chased by geese. You know,
Oh, geese are the fucking worst.
they pinch the fuck out of you.
like worst fucking thing to come out of Canada.
His music is terrible.
those
His lyrics are
goddamn
genius.
birds.
His lyrics are genius. Well, of course.
You've got a few lyrics underneath, and they're godly. I don't know where it comes up with these lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My philosophies from outer space.
It's good
What,
shit.
you mean cold, dark, and lifeless? I mean, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Seriously. My
Gasping
philosophies
for
from
air.
outer... Yeah, exactly. Like, what that doesn't even make any fucking logical sense.
Well, to him it does.
Well, then he's an idiot.
He's an American treasure.
He's a fucking douche.
Listen to this one, right? I'm gonna sneeze, but let me. Ugh. Girl, what you really want all night? Me want the buddy, make me feel nice. Boy, what you really want all night? Me want the punani, see for make nice. She want the buddy, him want the punani, and me know it nice.
What
Wow.
is this? What
Wow.
whose lyrics are those?
It sounds like just a rant when he's
Me want
high
the-
on opioids.
Whoa, so those lyrics are from Steven Seagal too?
Those are the ones that he wrote. Yeah.
Me want punani.
Me want punani. I haven't heard anyone
What
say
the
punani
fuck?
from like
Well, he's speaking the
the
truth.
80s.
What truth? He didn't say anything.
Me want the punani.
None of it made any fucking sense.
Me want punani.
I don't know why he's not like inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Or,
Well,
like,
it's
the
coming.
Blues Hall of Fame or something.
It's coming. It's only a matter of time. Genius lyrics.
Like
Yeah,
the,
and then the next article is he shit his pants when a judo legend, what does it say? Choked him out.
it's probably the
I-
manliest
He
shit.
probably felt like a real fucking big man after that little incident.
So I looked into that. That's not 100% true.
It was a
Did he shit
secondhand
himself,
story,
though?
right?
He did not shit himself, but he got thrown to the fucking ground. So they were kind of face
Oh
to face.
my god! And he's a PETA honoree.
Well, why do you-
God,
why do you
every
think-
time I read something about this asshole, he just gets less and less appealing.
That's why he went to say the beauty of it, the little clip of him, the reason he went in there is because he values all animals, and that's why he went in with the fucking armored personnel carrier to stop this cockfighting ring. That was on his bucket
He
list.
scoured the wilds of Asia to design an all-natural, sizzling, whatever that fucking word is,
Nutraceutical?
Nutraceutical?
Yeah, that's what I'd imagine.
I mean, what the fuck? Why does he gotta paste his fucking face on everything? Jesus Christ, that would like make the sales plummet.
I don't know.
If every
Dude,
time you fucking grabbed a can of this shit out of the
Dude.
fridge, you had to stare at that asshole staring back at you. Makes no goddamn sense. He's got about as much advertising sense as Donald fucking Trump.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. Branding, motherfucker. He's branding it,
I would-
just like Trump.
if I saw like Red Bull Monster and I saw his Nutcracker energy drink with his face on it, I would buy that 10 times out of 10.
There you go. Now, since we brought up Trump, let's go to the Trump stuff. So, Oh, look at that. Doesn't that look fantastic behind them? Make America great again, you
Looks like
bitches.
America.
So we're
orgasm behind my
thinking
head.
might be a little bit late, but if you still had some needs of stuff that you need to go out and get your children for school, here's some ideas that we could do with some back to school with Trump stuff. Hot off Amazon. So this is more of a pleasure thing. They come home from school and
How'd they make that less orange than Trump actually is? That's kind of an insult
Well,
to Trump.
I wish they made yellow hair.
It's totally not representative of him because, I mean, that seems
not grabbing pussy.
like a thick head of hair on that chia pet. None of it's combed over. None of it's growing all over the
I know,
place. I don't see that shit
but-
like flapping wildly in the breeze or anything
Taylor,
like that. So
the-
it's totally not representative of reality.
Obviously, you've never had a chia pet, so those can grow and you can sculpt them however you want.
Is it an
So
actual?
you could like shave some off and give him a comb over.
Yeah, as soon as it got huge, you could dial it in. But that's a kid come home from school and he's a little stressed.
$20 for that? Is that what?
How much-
$19.99,
That's
right?
a steal.
What the fuck?
It really is.
That's well. If you ever got a chia pet, they never actually grow thick. It's always thin. So I figure we could get the Trump.
Well, you need to put some
Display it.
nutraceuticals from Steven Seagal in the water, and that'll fucking grow it.
That's a good call.
Yeah. Okay, well, what do I got next? So everybody loves baggy pants. And it says Trump 2024 on there,
You know what
right?
that reminds me of? That scene in Napoleon Dynamite with the gym instructor.
Right.
He's showing him how to, join my class and you'll be the best karate master of all
Yes,
time.
yeah.
And he's wearing the American flag pants.
Yeah, isn't that good?
That's what I imagine him
That's
wearing.
almost like the best scene too. I can't remember who that guy is. Who the fuck is that guy? But he's
Color off on these, or are those
No,
really
that's
just
the-
black and gray?
that's black and gray. No, the color is perfect.
Grab my
spot on.
hand.
I
The
would,
other hand.
like.
My
I
other
don't
hand.
get these people who think that that's patriotic. It doesn't even have the fucking color. Like the stripes aren't even white. The stars aren't even white. None of that says red, white, and blue on
It
it.
looks like it should have a blue
makes-
stripe as like the
It
thin
does.
blue
Like
line.
this is that kind of pseudo shit that the right loves.
here's the
because
problem.
It's not really American. It's kind of like their own thing.
I know. Here's the problem, Taylor. You're not patriotic.
I
You don't.
guess-
You don't
I
love.
guess
You don't.
not.
You don't love Trump. All right.
George
What do we got
Washington sees those pants on someone and he's shooting them with his muzzle blaster. There's no way he's not.
Well, yeah, because he looks at it and says, "What the fuck is with all those stars? There should only be 13 of those motherfuckers on there in a circle, right?"
next? What do we got next, Zach?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm saying,
So when you're in gym class, you need a good pair of
is
shorts.
that on the ass
No,
or
that's
is that on the crotch?
That's
on
on the
your-
pussy.
that's
Oh,
on your
wow.
that's on your cock.
That's if I was Arnold
You know how
Schwarzenegger, I'd
boxers
sue.
have that little split down the middle? Is the split on the mouth
I
on
believe
those
so.
boxers?
I could be.
Because if that was the case, then those boxers might be worth buying for you.
When you whip your dick out, it
When
looks
your
like his
dick out,
mouth
it's
is
coming out. Yeah,
taken out.
exactly. See, that would be some sort of clever advertising.
Yeah, but since you're a grower and not a shower, it'd just be like he's sticking out his tongue. Go ahead.
What- that works too, right?
So this is one of my favorites. So this
Is
is
he wearing a Speedo
No,
with
this-
a six pack?
he's got a six pack. So they fucking airbrushed his head on some guy that's ripped, all tattooed up.
Hang on a second. That's terrific.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I don't think anybody would imagine Trump looking that way,
Isn't that sweet?
based on the fact that
He looks
he's a
like
giant tub of lard in reality.
he looks like Mickey Rooney in any one of his sweaty roles.
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. What do we got next? What does it say, Zach?
Trump was right about everything.
Right.
What is that supposed to fucking mean?
That means you
He
go.
spouted off so much bullshit. If he was right about everything, I'm pretty sure the world, like the simulation we're living in, would have crashed.
So no, I don't know.
Seriously.
I don't know how your kids are, but there is a left and a right in schools now. So you
Yeah,
can.
that's because parents keep
Yeah.
pushing bullshit on their kids.
So you find your Colt in high school or junior high. What's next? What again could be my
Only
favorite?
Imagine debate club.
This
It's
is
just
definitely my
Okay,
favorite.
more realistic hair. I'll give it that.
God damn, that's
But
beautiful, isn't it?
could
That's
you ever
magnificent.
imagine that asshole wearing a Hawaiian shirt?
Dude, I would wear that. I would rock that motherfucker.
No,
Oh, it's sweet. Baby
no.
blue. I love that.
I gotta wear that's like Mar-a-Lago or something. Mar-a-Lago.
Merlego. What the fuck is it?
You go see his ex-wife's grave wearing
Is that okay?
shirt.
So is that the name of like the area
No, that's
the resort isn't, or did that guy really name
It's
it?
not really a
name it
resort.
Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago.
Some fucking
Wow,
word
you-
salad just came out of his
Dude.
mouth, and like, yeah, we can call it that. Sure.
Fifi,
I can't believe-
Mar-a-Lago.
I can't believe that little clip got you triggered. Jesus Christ. What's next? And everybody needs a
Can't
base.
even
Oh,
fucking
it's just
read that.
Trump 24. So everybody just needs some headgear.
I've seen some already apparel at work that says Trump 2024.
Yeah.
It makes me so
They had
happy
Trump
inside.
2024 shit before Biden was even in office over in
Oh.
Idaho.
Yeah.
They've got like some guy who drives his trailer around to gas stations.
Oh, and he's
with
got
the
all
big
that flags and crap.
Yep.
All right, what do we got
Office
next?
Trailer, whatever.
So this is a pen bag. So
Oh.
you can put your pens and stuff.
It
and-
looks like a duffel bag for disposing of hookers.
No, it's just it's for pens
Which I
and stuff
could
like
see
that.
Trump selling.
That's what his ex-wife was buried in, was one of those. Just
That's where they're
human
keeping the documents right next to her dead body.
That's the one they have on hand for when Ivanka goes and he needs to call something else a cemetery.
All right, Zach, what do we got next? So every kid needs a backpack.
Is that a bulletproof backpack?
No, it's just a backpack.
Oh.
It's to show your support for the one and only.
Jesus, he's up there. His
Like just the fact
This is
they're
back to
equating
school.
him to Jesus.
I
like-
know, just the like. Okay, we got to stop it here for a second because this is like the most mind-boggling thing about Trump and his supporters ever. Jesus was all about equality.
Is that a bulletproof
Jesus was
backpack?
all about acceptance and, you know, all of us getting along, even if we have differences physically and ideologically. Trump is a 3 times divorced, accused rapist, and all around narcissistic sociopath.
So-
he is literally the antithesis of what Jesus, whether you believe he was a real human being or just a symbolic figure, stood for. This kind of shit makes no goddamn sense because the amount of mental gymnastics you have to go through to equate Trump to Jesus shows just how delusional some people can be. It's nuts.
So I want to touch on a couple things. Trump only has 27 sexual harassment.
Accusations.
accusations.
over
Less than the
years.
standard.
Yeah, it's less than the standard. And then,
And that doesn't even include all the shit that doesn't get brought anywhere.
NDAs.
Like him walking into fucking, you know, junior Miss America pageants.
teenage.
Yeah,
Walking into
fondling buttocks
the
and,
rooms.
you know, walking in while they're changing and shit
Okay.
like that.
But
Because if you bitch, then you get tossed out of the pageant and you won't win.
here's
So.
a problem. Here's a problem I have with you don't know Jesus.
Nobody knows Jesus.
Exactly.
The motherfuckers who wrote the Bible never met Jesus.
So you don't know.
What the fuck? Nobody knows Jesus.
Here's the deal. You don't know how many NDAs Jesus has.
Oh fuck.
You don't know.
Yeah, because those Romans were real good about.
You don't know how many NDAs. Go ahead and put it
Yeah,
back.
exactly.
Put it back on them.
Followed his secretaries.
You don't know how many NDAs he has.
Sizzling into
Yeah, full-time NDA distributor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what Peter was. Peter was the guy that went around and fucking handed out the NDAs. Okay, what's next? And of course, you need your kids to have a good pair of socks.
Unironically, those are socks that I would wear out in public.
Would you really?
Absolutely, I would.
You'd have to have like flip flops on with those motherfuckers.
No, I would. I'd wear Crocs. Or I wouldn't wear Crocs. Right? I'd wear.
Who wears socks that
flip-flops
go
and-
up that high?
Oh, socks are the rage with the millennials.
Tube socks? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, there's dudes that have like tons of different socks. So I could see
What?
Yeah, Jeff, his last name starts with an O on my Facebook. If you find my Facebook,
I don't have Facebook.
I know, but he puts his socks out and shows you like he has designer socks and stuff.
Hang on a
What
second.
a
Is someone you
weirdo.
work with?
It is not.
Oh, okay.
It's somebody I know.
Yeah, what a fucking
He,
weirdo.
he loves Jesus too, and we could probably have him on the show. And
Does he love Trump?
he does not love Trump, but we could have him on the show, and he could discuss the
He's a
NDAs.
unicorn then.
The NDAs that.
He's literally a unicorn.
Yeah. All right. What do we got
That
next?
mythical creature that you don't think can exist. but
So
does in the small recesses of the world.
So for your backpack, there is a Trump pen.
Oh, that goes in the pen bag.
It goes in the pen
You get
bag.
4 pen bags that,
That
go into the.
seems entirely too big to actually be used.
He looks angry.
The beautiful thing about this
Dude, he
is
always looks angry.
He looks. They usually depict him as some like soft. Well, not soft, but as some even tempered.
Jesus-like.
You're right, right.
Yeah.
Well,
Except when he's
Every
making fun of
convention I
fucking
see- I mean,
handicapped people.
He's got the best temperament. He told us himself.
that's the thing is.
So
he
if you
looks
go to
like
the
unless
next
he'd have
picture,
small
Zach.
hands. That's not true.
Like, Trump is one of those people that looks like he could fly off the handle at any moment for any reason. And yet these people like to say he's so calm. He's so level-headed. He talks like me. I guess that just means the people who think he's calm and level-headed are also the kind of people that will fly off the handle at a moment's notice.
So it does speak. You can read for yourself because I didn't write these down, but they're fucking
10
hilarious.
different lines.
Yeah,
Ooh.
10 different lines. And so
What
let's
do we
go.
got up there. We got.
Oh, you have it on there?
Delusion is over.
Yeah.
America will never be a socialist country. He's got some good ones. China. How does he say China?
He says China 3 times. China. That's kind of like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, though.
Simply put, I can't read some of these. Walls work and walls save lives. Wait a minute.
Fuck yeah, they do. The rapist's coming over the fucking wall. Did you see that his wall blew down in the windstorm?
Yeah, I did. All that fucking wasted money for it to just blow the fuck over.
They did 40 feet for the wall. They spent all that money for 40 feet of the wall, and then it just fucking blew over in the wind.
The riverbed was eroding already, which is what caused it to fall over because they didn't do the support structure underneath the ground properly.
It was millions of dollars for
Yeah.
that fucking thing, and they didn't do it proper. Wow.
Nope.
I think
That's
I'm doing a
what
great
happens
job.
when you get the bottom of the barrel fucking company who's going to embezzle half the money and only spend the other half on the wall.
Andrew, did you find a favorite one of yours?
Yeah, this one's the best, I think. He says, I think I'm doing a great job. I would give myself an A+. Is that enough? Can I go higher than that?
100% ain't enough for Trump. 110.
A+, you never get a paper marked A+. It's always A is the highest you can go, right? Like high school,
A+.
college.
Well, I mean,
Were
technically,
you getting
I think A is considered to be what, like
It's like 95.
95 and
yeah.
above.
And then an A+
I
is
never
like
had anyone
100%.
mark it. If I got like a 98 and someone next to it said A, you think they put an A+ because
So
I think
from like
average an A would be what 93 to 97.
no, it's like 95 to like 99. Then an A+ is 100%. You got everything correct.
Really,
Nothing is
because-
wrong.
Because A+ says you got extra points.
Well, think about
because you
B.
already got the top grade in A, so the plus
fuck.
would be
Yeah.
you got like extra
hit the
credit
bonus.
on the test.
That's
Yeah.
what makes sense. So if you did
Unless you're
something
getting
extraordinary,
into like A++ and shit like that, you know.
It's just jerking yourself off.
Well, the teacher's jerking.
all right. So let's go to the very last one here. And this is a pen. This is a pen holder.
It doesn't even look like Donald Trump.
So it does look like Trump when you get up there. But anyways,
No, that face doesn't look anything like him.
well, he's getting ass railed. What do you think? Let me put my cock in your ass and see what your face looks like.
This must be something that was made by someone who's not a Trump supporter.
Exactly. But it's a pen holder. So when you have that pen and you're done using it, you don't want to put it on a dirty desk. You put it in his
No,
ass.
that doesn't look like him.
Yeah, it looks
There's
too
like-
soft. It
There's,
looks
there's
airbrushed.
there's no sagging skin. There's no wrinkles. There's no like
It's a caricature.
like there's no
caricature.
rage in his face.
God damn it.
But
That
then
was-
again,
that was
they
my
could
favorite
probably
one.
get sued if they actually used Trump's
It says "Make America
fullness
Great Again."
likeness. I mean, look
Yeah,
at me.
it's
If this
indisputable
were, if
that
this
that's
were
Trump.
Trump, he'd be his fucking gut would be sagging along the ground with his knees and hands. So
His little front pooch.
yeah,
Fuck. So go ahead and bring it back on me real quick, Zach, and then take all of that stuff down so we can get the American flag back behind these guys because that stuff is sweet. You don't think the American flag flying in the back is just gorgeous? All right, what are you doing? It's not supposed to be on them right now, you motherfucker. Jesus Christ. You horrible. There you go. Take out back to school.
I think I
Look
think
at that. Look at that
it's
graphic.
fake patriotism.
Dude, that graphic is sweet.
I've never seen
We're
anything more
doing it for the
patriotic.
likes, man.
I could give a fuck about likes at this point, but that is sweet. That is just gorgeous.
It's fucking stupid, and it's repeating
That
way
better be the
too
thumbnail.
quick.
Is that not the
Oh,
thumbnail?
well, let's see you do
Yeah,
better.
make it.
Oh, well, you don't do anything. So just shut the fuck up.
I mean, we could just like put a flag outside your house, put a camera on it for an hour.
You mean I could put a flag outside my house and I could put a camera on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What,
Okay, go ahead
what
and
I'm
take it
saying,
off there.
That's what I said.
You can go back to the regular. I did have other stuff, but I didn't write any of it down because I was out here at like 12 o'clock last night, and I was like, I need to go to fucking bed, even though I'm going to graveyard. What else do we got?
I don't know. I don't think there's anything.
I'm sure you want to talk about Cannon. Don't you want to talk about Cannon?
Who's
The
Cannon?
The
I don't know
judge.
what the fuck is he
The
talking
judge
about?
down in Florida.
Oh, you mean
who's-
there's no point in talking about that judge.
I want to look at her.
I mean,
Is she sexy?
like, no, but she like went so far beyond her mandate, beyond what Trump's lawyers were even requesting to give them more than they asked for. That, I mean, all you can really say is she's either too inexperienced to hold that position, or she's blatantly partisan for one side.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it comes down to. I mean, I don't know of any
What are you looking at,
reasonable
Andrew?
professional judge in this country that would turn down the Department of Justice's request to figure out if our national security has been compromised by the material that they found and the material that they know to be missing. I mean,
They don't know what's missing. They're all fucked
well,
up.
but they're not even allowed to investigate what's missing because the judge put a stop to it. So, I mean, they're going to appeal. It's going to draw the process out. It'll get to another judge that will, actually go by the laws and the precedent, since this judge is apparently just a fucking wackadoodle who doesn't understand the law. I mean, that's all there really is to say about it.
The best thing about Trump was before Trump, every woman that was out there was like some ugly hag, but everybody he had around him was like super fucking hot. Did you?
All white.
I mean,
and,
he's
white woman with blonde
he's
hair.
vain.
Well, no, Kelly McEnany, the one that they had at the UN, I think that was her name. The one they had at the UN, she had dark hair. She's fucking hot.
Well, that
Biden gets a transgender fat guy in there. That's who he picks.
But
No, I want the
that-
fucking hot chick, dude.
Why would Trump want to surround himself with ugly people, ugly things? I mean, he thinks he's the hottest piece of ass on the
He
planet.
really is.
anyways,
He is.
so
He really is.
Why would he surround himself with people that he doesn't?
I would
find
put
visually
Trump up there
appealing?
with Steven Seagal.
You saw him up there on that shirt. He's a god.
Fuck, dude, he's ripped.
He's basically Jesus.
Well, him and Jesus are
Tattooed
hand in hand. He's going to stop the pedophilia ring that's going on in this.
yeah. Well, then he might want to start with Matt Gaetz. So
Matt's gay.
because it just came out that he requested a pardon specifically for the sex crimes that he's being investigated for. So I mean,
Interesting.
if you're gonna start somewhere, you may as well start with him.
What, the bowling alley issue?
no,
Where he was creeping on girls?
No, the fact that he was trafficking
state
underage
lines.
women across state lines and out of
Oh.
the country and having sex with underage women and paying them for it.
he
better.
Yeah, so it was somebody that he was involved
That's
with.
Lauren Boebert's
Lauren,
husband, right?
God,
Lauren.
she's so fucking. I'd bang her.
Wasn't he the guy
She's
who
hot.
exposed himself to her? Yeah,
It was
to
the
her
bowling alley,
when
right?
she was a
That was a
minor
bowling
at
alley.
a bowling alley.
That was a bowling
And
alley.
then she went on to marry him because that's the type of guy you want to be with.
Well, she saw what he had. Fuck, she's not going to get better. That guy's probably fucking swinging like a horse.
Well, and then what was it? Because there was Lauren Boebert and who's the other crazy bitch?
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Love her.
One of them, I can't remember which one, had a
was Lauren Boebert.
profile for a website that was designed to hook young, attractive women up with sugar daddies.
Yeah, I saw that. It was
remember-
Boebert for sure.
Was it?
It's
Yeah.
called
Okay.
SugarDaddy.com.
Can you imagine Marjorie with her horse face being able to actually be successful on a?
Just down there sucking Ted
app?
Cruz cock. That's how Ted Cruz met Boebert. He's the one who got her into politics. Why?
Well, I
Rhyme
mean,
rock
Ted
hard.
Cruz has some pretty striking reviews because wasn't it Al Franken who said, I like Ted Cruz more than most people in Congress? And I fucking hate Ted Cruz. What did John...
That's the
John-
best compliment he's ever got in
I
his
know.
life.
What did John Boehner said that he thought Ted Cruz was literally Satan in the flesh. He said that. And he said he was the most miserable son of a bitch he'd ever worked with in Congress.
Don't we think he's the Zodiac
So
killer?
you got to understand that even people in Ted Cruz's party fucking hate the son of a bitch.
Zach, can you pull up a picture of? Can you type in like Ted Cruz butter? You ever see that scene where he's talking about butter? He brought his daughters to that museum of just straight butter.
I haven't. It'll take him a
Because
second.
it's the funniest clip on the planet.
Do you have to add it, or can you just do a screenshot?
Also, I think your son is too far gone because I just saw on the screen. He's got the webcam on the second screen, and I saw a Tate speech up on the screen, and he's wearing a cowboy hat. I think your son's a Sigma male.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For sure.
I don't know what a Sigma male is.
Neither do I, but I hear it. And I hear Tate's talk about it.
You're a
I think
Sigma male.
I think it's even further than like an alpha male.
Did you fucking?
Isn't it like the epitome of toxic masculinity or whatever?
It's
What do they call those? The incels?
It's
The guys that can't get
involuntary celibate.
the guys that are so fucking horrible as human beings that they can't get women, so they decide to blame all women for their problems. Isn't that what the incel movement is?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
No one will fuck me, so I'm gonna blame the world for all my problems. Kind of bullshit.
So here's my point.
yeah.
My point be what do we got there? There's Ted Cruz. Well, nobody can see. You can just leave it full screen. Just full screen the motherfucker.
Some of the quotes that he had from that the little video.
I don't want to look at Ted Cruz's face.
He looks like he's
It makes me want
make
to
it full
just
screen.
gouge my eyes out.
ankle deep in eating this
You
butter.
can close it out now.
Like-
We've seen it. Whatever it is.
Ted Cruz always has that look on his face
Yeah.
that conveys to the public, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I'm enjoying it. You know, regardless of what he's doing, if he's fucking the public or whatever, he's always got that look that says, "Yeah, I just did that."
I just
Fuck
ate your
you.
son.
Yeah,
I don't. One thing that I don't understand is Lindsey Graham trying to, because we know that the abortion thing is huge, that it's making a blue wave.
Lindsey Graham is trying to distract. That
Distract, or is he trying to destroy his own party right now?
No, fuck no, he's not.
Well,
Lindsey
that's what he's
Graham
doing.
is trying to distract from the head of their party having half a dozen investigations into him, 3 of which could end up in jail time for Lindsey Graham himself. All he's trying to do is distract by saying, "Hey guys, you know how we said it should be a states issue? Well, let's stir up some media attention and get it off of this area over here by saying it should be a nationwide ban." That's all it is.
I wonder how many times he's put his hand in front of your face today because he's so animated with what's going on. Just
All I'm saying is it's a distraction.
That's what it's
you
always
are
been, right?
never going to get enough of Congress. I mean, the Republicans are already seeing the backlash to the Supreme Court's decision that they stacked to get where it is. So you'll never see a nationwide abortion ban. You would have, like, you know how Republicans, red states like to, flaunt the law by passing these blatantly unconstitutional laws.
all right.
It'll just flip around, and that'll be what the blue states are doing.
Yeah.
Passing what is now an unconstitutional law to allow abortion and just flipping their middle finger up to the rest of the country that's mandating those laws on them.
I'm not gay, but Lindsey Graham's a handsome man, and if I was gay, I'd ragdoll that motherfucker.
He'd probably let you.
Well, yeah, because he's gay.
Well, I mean, he's the most closeted person I've ever seen in my life.
He's not the wheelchair.
No.
Is he? Which one is it?
No, but if there was one, I'd ragdoll them too.
where they can't run away from you.
No, I'd just sit there and throat them for a half an hour.
See, I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah. What have we talked about?
Here's the thing about the Supreme Court. All I'm saying is the legislative branch, the House and the Senate, have an enforcement wing.
Mm-hmm.
The executive branch,
Mm-hmm.
presidency, has the DOJ,
Mm-hmm.
the FBI, an enforcement wing.
Mm-hmm.
The Supreme Court...
Have we talked about this before?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm being educated
the
right now.
Supreme
I'm
Court
being educated.
has no enforcement wing. They don't have a police force.
We know
They
this.
don't have officers to go out and...
They can never be removed.
But what I'm saying is...
What are you saying?
It doesn't matter what the Supreme Court decides. In the end, the Supreme Court has no way to enforce the laws that they change. It's up to the executive branch and the legislative branch to enforce the laws that the Supreme Court decides on. So, if you get enough people elected in office who say, fuck the Supreme Court, It doesn't matter what they say. They may be the highest law office or the highest judiciary in the land, but there is no way for them to actually force the country
we
or
got it.
states to
do anything.
So if you get enough people elected to the House and the Senate and they just say, fuck the Supreme Court, they become completely irrelevant. So it doesn't matter if the Supreme Court's been stacked. This country can decide by electing the proper people that they just don't need to listen to them.
You sound like
And
Schoolhouse.
then they can just fade into
What makes a
obscurity.
bill a bill?
I'm just saying the Supreme Court's ability to control this country is extremely limited if elected officials choose not to acknowledge the validity of the things they're deciding.
Do we think Lindsey Graham's a bottom or a top?
Oh, Lindsey Graham is definitely a bottom.
I just wanted to get that
There's
out.
no way Lindsey Graham has the stamina or the, I don't know, to be a top.
So I want to address
He
this.
likes to get railed.
The hard assesness.
I want to
or
address this
hard-headedness.
incel thing. So look at Taylor. Let's put it on Taylor for a second here.
Oh, why are we going to do that?
He's a redhead, ginger. He's got no soul. He's I'd say he's got nice teeth. He's above average.
Yeah.
But the incel thing I don't get because when you look at Taylor, put it back on
But
Taylor.
here's the thing.
I could see him not getting laid.
Here's the thing. I don't think I deserve like to have every vagina just open
But hold on,
themselves
hold
up
on.
to
I
me.
know,
That's
but
the
Why
thing.
not, dude?
But hold on,
That's what they're there
the
for.
whole incel thing.
Well, I mean, in a
Can we put it back?
primal
Let's
sort
put it
of
back on Taylor.
sense, Sure. A vagina is meant to be entered, yes.
So if this
but
motherfucker,
we're not at the point where we can whack women over the head with, moderately large
I don't know.
sticks, drag them back to your cave and start going to Pound Town.
Which is too
that
bad.
shit just doesn't happen anymore.
I don't know why you
Evolved
have to
too
drag him
far.
back to the cave. You just do it there. So I would say
No, you got to have them in the cave so they recognize it as a home when they
a home
wake up.
when they wake
From
up.
their unconsciousness.
Well, yeah, you
cons.
need to play. Yeah, you need a place to heal
know,
their wounds after you bash their
We've
head in.
evolved a little bit further beyond that shit.
I think we should go back.
So I'm just saying, Taylor's wife's pretty. Yeah, so he upgraded.
Upgraded from what?
Well, I'm just saying she's better than
dated
you.
up.
Yeah, you dated up.
Better
Married up.
than me?
Yeah.
Definitely.
So if he can get laid, then why can't everybody, all these incels, why can't they get laid?
My sparkling personality.
That's what it really is. This is what I'm saying. I don't understand you fucking guys that are out there that
It's
can't
because
get
they
anything.
think it's because they're
And then
entitled.
they get angry.
They think they deserve it. They think they have that 50s mindset of these women should be happy to have a man like me.
When they
I
smell like
can
Doritos
provide.
and pissing Mountain
I
Dew.
can make their lives
Is
better.
this real?
They say as they are still in their parents' fucking basements at 30 years old.
Right.
It's just the delusional mindset that people have put themselves in.
So
It's entitlement.
so my point
They
is,
can't fathom
if
why
Taylor
a woman would reject them.
if Taylor went to Pound Town with like 20, 30 women in his time, everybody,
even close.
oh, okay, 3. If he went to Pound Town with 3,
a little more accurate. Yeah.
then anybody can go to Pound Town. So it's just you that's causing this problem.
Yeah.
It's because you don't have a sparkling personality that can't win over women like
Yeah,
Taylor can.
it has nothing to do with the liberal beta males
Exactly.
being overpowered by a woman and accepting it. It's just that your personality
Sucks.
is the equivalent of a fucking sweaty taint. That's what it comes down to.
Right.
You are entitled. You feel like women should be submissive to you.
Right.
And when modern day women who no longer feel the need to be pregnant, barefoot, and in the kitchen
Sure.
hear that shit,
Yeah.
they're just like, pass, hard pass.
Hard pass.
Not going to happen.
So my daughter, I'm going to out her right now. So she went and Facebook stalked everybody. Obviously, Taylor doesn't have a Facebook to stalk, but she
I am unstockable.
unstockable. But she did stalk Andrew, and she was very surprised that Amanda was so pretty.
Why? That's offensive.
Look at this. He practically does look like Jesus.
I ooze confidence and
Sexuality.
smegma and
Yeah.
sexuality.
So you're playing up as well.
That's true. I
I would assume that
Man,
as
it is,
long
babe.
as you don't live in a trailer park and have that trashy vibe, probably most men are playing up.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Elon. He's one hideous motherfucker.
Well, you can't equate
Look
that.
at Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh,
Yeah, you gotta
motherfucker.
stop with the
He
billionaires.
is a fugly guy.
He's
but his wife is hot.
well, he's
Dude.
a billionaire. Yeah,
For
exactly.
$1 million
But it
a
doesn't
day, you
matter.
can do whatever you
it
want. to be.
matters.
No, it doesn't.
It absolutely
because
matters.
In the end, most guys, rich or not, are kind of fugly. I mean, the three of us here, in our own ways, are a little bit fugly.
Yeah.
And yet, married for what,
Ever.
30 years?
Next year
25?
will be 30 years. Yeah.
Married since 2008.
Yeah.
You know,
Engaged.
14 years.
And he's engaged.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously the problem isn't women because none of us here are Fabio.
Well, he's pretty fucking close.
He's probably the closest one of us to having a six pack.
No, I am. I'm way closer than him.
I highly doubt that.
No, I am.
You've got total stereotypical dad bod. just
Underneath
like
I
me.
don't.
this keg, I've got a six-pack.
You
for
don't.
Sure.
Whip it out.
I will after the show. I'll show you my gut after the show. No, I'm way more in shape than him.
I'm just saying, none of us are spectacular.
No,
catches.
fuck no.
From a physical standpoint,
None of us look like Trump.
and yet you've had 4 kids.
My cock's okay.
I've had 3 kids. I have no fucking clue what you guys are gonna have, or if you're gonna have,
Or if he's had any in the
anything.
past
Oh, he hasn't had any in the past.
That you guys know of.
or you know of.
That
Just
I
out there
know of.
slinging that dick all over the place.
Those blasting ropes, dude.
Of
In the
course we're.
YMCA showers. If they sit down in the shower, I'm so potent that I probably have loads of kids.
And if you didn't fuck so many guys in the ass, if you actually turn the other cheek. Oh, God, turn the other cheek. Wow.
Good one.
What? That's a dad joke. Okay.
That's it.
All I'm saying is the whole incel movement is just a bunch of guys with too much testosterone who think that they deserve something.
Oh, or
Well,
too
it's
little.
not like we haven't ingrained that in their brains, though, with, the internet, movies. Because they see these douchebag actors with these hot women like Steven Seagal with that 20-year-old chick that's writing him. Or they go on like message boards like 4chan.
Well, then I guess they
And
can't
it's-
distinguish between reality and fantasy.
That's
I guess
that's a
the
big part of it
problem.
also,
It's like, it's like, oh, that super ugly guy in that really big movie got a really hot girl. Why can't I do it? Because it's a fucking movie. You
Oh, so I
fucking
hold on.
fantasy.
So hold on. So they're thinking they can get something they can't, or they deserve something they can't. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like they think they should have a model when they're a big fat fuck with
Look at
pimples
Pete
all over.
Davidson. He's like a 4 out of 10. He looks like he has.
Yeah, but he's rich and famous too, so he's slaying it.
he's famous because he's got a great personality,
Oh my God,
and he should be famous.
you
We
should
should
be.
make him famous and not make people.
Can you
like,
put it on my head right now? Because it's like it's hurting Zach. It's just like what the fuck.
Leonardo DiCaprio's still the best actor of our generation.
He was super pretty back in the day, even if he wasn't.
I don't know
Oh, that
about that.
motherfucker was pretty.
I'm not saying
When he's in his
not a
20s?
good-looking man. I'm just saying
Who
I
are you
don't.
talking about?
I certainly don't think he's the greatest actor of our generation.
You guys just don't see it yet. I see it. I see through
He's a pretty fucker.
all the hate. He looks like a
I'm not
Holocaust
hating on
victim.
him. I'm just saying he's. One thing he does really well is accents.
Yeah.
His like changing his speech patterns and stuff like that. I think he's a great actor. Best of our generation.
Well,
That-
he
that's
said
a
Pete.
stretch.
I thought Pete Davidson was the best of our generation to you.
That's what
Pete
it-
Davidson's not an actor. He's just a goofball.
Who
He's a
you talking
comedian.
about? Leo? I thought you were talking about Pete.
Oh no, I was talking about Leo.
Oh, Leo. Well, I was talking about Pete.
He's
for
a hard
sure.
second for him.
But Pete isn't your generation. Isn't he like over 40 years old at this point?
I think he's like 31, if that.
Is he younger than me? That can't be possible.
He just
Younger
looks
and better looking.
malnourished. He looks like he's close to death.
No, because his dad was in 9/11 when he was a child. And how long ago was that?
What was he born?
He's
93.
only 28.
Oh.
What the fuck? Man, he looks a lot older than he is.
Yes, he does.
He's
And he-
done a lot of drugs or something then, because holy shit. I expected him to be older than me. The fact that he's
he
Younger?
looks like he's close to
fucking
death, for
8
sure.
years younger than me, but 10 years older is kind of shocking.
Younger and more successful and banging a Kardashian. I don't think they're banging anymore,
Nope.
right?
Nope, they
God
broke up.
damn it.
She's looking for her new sugar daddy.
Well, she was a
she-
sugar
was she out
mama.
of money?
She's like a fucking billionaire, isn't she?
I don't know.
So
she-
so Pete's like a pulper to her.
Oh,
He's
I
got
don't
no
know.
fucking cash compared to her.
Maybe she's getting back together with Kanye or whatever.
I don't know. Dude, I hope not. Kanye is already.
Kanye 2024.
Fucking A.
He's got time to repair this time. No half-assing it, Kanye.
Repair what?
We gotta have you split the Trump vote. Come on, do it.
They're not gonna vote for a black man.
Trump's going to be in
Dude,
fucking
if he
prison in
wears-
2024.
A
No, he's
MAGA
not.
hat.
Yes, he will be.
I am so skeptical that Trump will face any consequences for his
Oh,
crimes.
God.
Yeah,
I'd like to
that's-
see Trump in a sex scene.
Like in prison?
No, I wonder if it'd be, yeah.
Like just being railed in prison? Is that what you're talking about? Or
Grab the iron bars, Trump. Trump and dump. That's what we called it. When we got 6 guys together in the showers.
All right, well, that's a high note to end this on. Thank you for joining us.
to drop the soap here.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Unfamiliar Podcast.